Surprise, Sydney.
What's up, friends, and welcome back to I.E In Friends. My name is Saul V Gomez.
My name is Cesar.
What, Aaron?
What, Aaron? What's up,
What's wrong,
bro?
Aaron?
Just Caesar cracked me
Bro,
up.
what's up? What do you mean? I came here normal. Right after school, like always.
And today's very special and spooky guest, we have from the Hollyweird Paranormal podcast, Tami Chavez.
Hey!
We
Hello.
Hello. We are so excited. Those are my scary songs. But we are so excited to have
Sound
you
like
on.
Patrick.
Halloween is right around the corner. This is our first episode of the spooky season. I'm low-key hyperventilating in this shit.
Oh no.
That shit's hot. What's up, friends? So we're super excited. You know, this is the season. Oh, and our merch
You didn't
just came
introduce
out.
Sydney?
Sorry, Sydney. My
Sorry.
bad. We have our and we also have Sydney the skeleton rocking our new merch that you can get right now on ieinfriends.com. So go check that out.
Run it.
Yeah. Today we are in the season of when las doñas and las comadres, they send you screenshots of Facebook posts and WhatsApp pictures that there is drugs inside the candies. Mm-hmm. So watch out, little kids. Watch out.
Watch out for those sweet tarts.
For the Smarties filled with cocaine.
Where do you find those?
Where do you find those?
Where do you find those?
Bring them my way so I can expect
I
them.
think it's so dumb when they think that shit.
Yeah, 'cause
it's like, oh yeah, people giving out drugs for free. Yeah, sure.
I'm like, where?
I'll take that.
Did you guys ever have to go through your candy when you guys were little? Like when you would go trick-or-treating?
Always.
And then like your parents would go through them?
And then the ones with drugs were the ones, the candy
good
with
ones?
the best candy.
Yeah, I'm like, why the Snickers got drugs but not the fucking Whoppers,
Why
bro?
the Reese's cup got fucking drugs in it, huh?
The Milk Duds, they're good, bro. What? Give me the fucking Hershey's with a little bit of
hot
Coke.
tamales. What the fuck?
Yeah.
So is Halloween your favorite season?
Always.
Yeah.
It's always Halloween.
Halloween and then Christmas.
Halloween, Christmas. That's such like a big contrast. It's like we got evil spirits and then we
Oh,
got
yeah.
fun spirits.
Santa Claus wasn't
But
evil
little
spirit.
do you guys know, Christmas used to be the most haunted holiday.
What?
Well,
How?
if you can remember Charles Dickens's tale of Ebenezer Scrooge or Scrooge, we were introduced to almost the very first ghost story.
Oh
Is
shit!
that,
I did not know that.
Or
No, it's Scrooge.
Scrooge,
Well, not Scrooge.
the ghost, right?
the ghosts of Christmas past?
No, it's oh my god, the tip of A Christmas Carol.
Ah,
I'm
A
thinking
Christmas
of
Carol.
Bill Murray in my head because I will forever remember Bill Murray playing Scrooge in the 1980s version of A Christmas Carol. But
Yeah.
Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol was primarily our first ghost story way back in the day. So that was
Wow.
circulated throughout, history, and it introduced 4 ghosts.
and so Christmas is evil.
Christmas can be evil. We also have like
I don't
a
get that.
celebration of like Samhain coming along too. So yeah.
You know what I just saw on TikTok too, which freaked me the fuck out?
I can't turn around and look at him.
When you do I don't know how you say it in English, but in Spanish, cuando te persinas, you're doing an upside down cross.
What do you mean?
Oh, when
you
you
s-
genuflect, yeah.
Yeah, you start up here
And, the
and then
line's
you go down
longer.
here and the
Yeah,
line is across
okay.
your chest.
How do you persinarte?
It's like this. Well, here it's like
Father, Son,
I do the
Holy
whole
Spirit.
thing. I go.
you go all the- But I was like, that's low-key
Like that.
creepy. Don't you guys think that's a little creepy that you're literally doing an upside down cross? Some people said like you can do all the way. Some people go. I was reading TikTok comments like, oh, that's why they go all the way to the belly button. But it's still like the sun, the spirit, and then they do the chest up here. But from what I've seen, it's just usually the chest, and that makes an upside down cross.
Or I see people not doing it in general, or they half-ass it, where they're like,
Yeah.
okay.
I did. I went
Yeah.
like 3 times.
So yeah, crazy. But I want to let's talk about ghosts.
Yes, I'm all about talking about ghosts.
Hell, are you a medium?
No, I'm not.
No?
I know a lot of people think that they associate that with investigators or
Yeah.
ghost hunters, but I'm not. I actually have like sensitivities, and I've noticed they've grown the more that I've gone and investigated. Like
Yeah.
I would eventually have things like appear to me out of nowhere.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Like on a daily basis, or just when you're out in these ghost adventures?
Just like there was an incident that happened to me where I was picking up a sewing machine and I was doing a TikTok back in the days when TikTok was just a dancing app.
Yeah.
And I was doing a TikTok in front of the store. And on the TikTok, on the reflection of my sunglasses, I captured a man's face.
Oh wow.
Oh shit.
And I thought it was me. I thought it was like me, you know, my reflection. But I was like, no, I'm wearing red lipstick and I have earrings and my mouth is moving and this thing's mouth is not moving. So the next day I followed up with the folks of that shop and I asked them like, hey, I noticed that you guys have a lot of vintage equipment and sewing machines. Like, is there anything haunted in there or connected to that? They're like, no, but we have things that have happened here and they've been happening within the last 3 years. And I'm like, well, what is it? Oh, it's Frank. I'm like, you gave it a damn name.
That's old Frankie boy.
It's Frank.
She looks at a picture. Oh yeah, that definitely is Frank.
I know, we do our taxes together.
silly
We
Frank.
shop together.
No one else but Frank.
So I'm like, who's Frank? And they're like, well, Frank used to work here and he died 3 years ago on his way to work.
Oh, wow.
And ever since then, we've had some weird things happen. So things would go missing in the shop and reappear on the opposite side of the shop. It's just the two of us that work here. So we hear things in the back when no one's in the back. And we would hear like a man's voice. So they had a feeling that this person is Frank and he came back to work in the afterlife because that's pretty much all he had.
It's a hard-working man. Was he
yeah,
Mexican?
it's really
was his Frank? Was
sad.
his name Francisco?
Francisco.
¿Qué pasó? So I asked him, like, what did Frank look like? Because this image that I captured on my phone, I could show it to you.
Oh, yeah.
Post it up here.
Imagine how like comfortable and used to the people that work there are. They're like they see one of the sewing machines on the other side. Like,
yeah.
Oh, Frank, not again.
He's like, pull
Not
your
again.
shit, Frank.
Oh, Frankie boy.
Frank, I told you, other side.
Oh, what the hell?
shit.
Hell no.
Oh, no, that's scary. What the hell?
Fucking Frank looks like the Terminator, bro.
Exactly.
He looks like Duke Nukem. He looks like Duke Nukem. You cannot tell me that's not Duke Nukem the game.
So,
yes.
yeah, but
That's a whole ass
that's a
figure.
man, right? Well, when I posted this on TikTok, people were like, no, that's you. I'm like, you could clearly see my mouth moving
And
in
that man's
frame.
got a strong jaw.
That's a strong, manly
Exactly.
face.
That's a manly man
That's
right
a
there.
Quagmire jawline if I ever seen
Frank
one.
was a manly man for sure.
So
Yeah, that jawline.
from what I collected from the folks there, I was like, well, what did he look like? And I have the picture in front of me, like as I'm talking to them, and they're like, oh, he had the Terminator glasses, he had
No
the
way.
pawpaw glasses,
No way.
he had a stubble, he was bald. And he just had a flip phone. Like he was a man of minimal means. And
That's what he looks like right there.
yeah, exactly. So I told him like, hey, can I come by and can I bring you this photograph and this video and can I show it to you and the owner? They said, yeah, come by tomorrow morning. So I head up there and I show them the picture and their jaws drop. They turn completely white. And these are like men, like manly men. They're just like there to do their job. They're there to like work and leave. But they almost broke down. Like they were like, that's Frank.
Oh shit! So
They
they
were
even said
like-
that was him.
That was him. They're like, no. I even asked him, do you have a picture of Frank? And they're like, no, Frank never liked to take pictures.
Wow.
Like he really had no one. He was a recovering alcoholic and drug user. And how he passed is that his heart gave out as he was bicycling to his work in the
What the
shop.
heck?
Oh, wow.
He had walking pneumonia. He passed it as a cold, and because he was an addict, his heart couldn't keep up with it. It couldn't fight it,
Dang,
so he collapsed. And it wasn't until a jogger saw his body in the middle of the cross section of that street. And the manager was telling me this story, and as he's telling me this story, we're hearing bangs and things around the shop, and they're like, "Yep, that's him. That's him." And I'm like, "Does he do that often?" They're like, "Yeah, when we're trying to find a tool, he'll drop the tool." And
Oh, wow,
we know
so
that
he's a
that's
helpful
him. Yeah. So he's
crafter.
just always lingering. And I'm like, well, why do you think out of everyone here, like, why me? They're like, we don't know. Probably he saw a cute girl, or probably it's because, like, you do these things that maybe he felt comfortable. But in that whole process, I was also doing this on a live on Instagram. And I felt like, in a way, it felt like a eulogy because he really didn't have people to learn his story.
Yeah. Dang. Have you ever came across
That's
like,
crazy cool.
Yeah, because
Scary.
That's definitely a chill, cool ghost. Would you
Yeah.
ever feel like? Would you think it'd be cool to coexist with the afterlife? Like just literally like how Frank is just chilling. Like you need something, he gets it for you, but he's like invisible, man.
Yeah, I think that'd be really cool. I think we all have a shared reality. And I think when we talk about the paranormal, we have to ask ourselves the question, is there a persistence in personality that persists and perseveres after we pass?
Like your energy is so strong that it's not done
Exactly.
in this world. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Would you like to be a ghost?
absolutely.
Yeah?
I call myself a future ghost.
Would you be like a spooky ghost or like a cool ghost like Frank?
Both. I feel like I would piss people off by changing their Netflix passwords. You know, like
You'll
you
be a
moved into my
technical
house
ghost.
here. I'm gonna
You'll be
change all your passwords.
Be an
and-
IT
I feel like
IT ghost?
I feel like if I was
Would
to turn
here the
ghost,
mics are all like out of sync? They're tuned out the way.
I feel like if I was a ghost, I'd be the ghost that'd be chill with people that believe in ghosts and people who are skeptics. I would
Yes.
make them believe.
Yes,
And I'ma fuck with you.
absolutely.
I'd be a demon.
Yeah,
Hey,
I'd be a ghost. Like I'd be a sick ghost. I'd be like Casper.
Yeah, Casper the friendly ghost.
Take your girl and shit.
Oh, that's Casper the over friendly ghost. Casper the fuckboy ghost.
That
So
is actually called paraphilia.
that's a thing.
Paraphilia.
It's a thing where people really have an interest in having sex with a ghost.
You know what? I think who was
Hey,
it?
yo, I'm a ghost for anyone asking.
Who was it? I think on our last episode. I don't know because on our take the mic or someone mentioned it, but the ghost had a foot fetish.
I
Oh,
believe
I
it.
remember that. There was like a couple take the mics ago.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I had a case where these girls living in North Hollywood, they were living in an apartment and they would feel as though someone was touching their feet during they slept, like while they slept.
Damn.
I'd be that type of ghost.
And one of them
Definitely.
had a friend who had psychic abilities and she came over to spend the night for a weekend. And the next morning, as they're having their coffee, she's like, "Oh, yeah, by the way, you have this weird Chinese guy ghost who has a foot fetish."
How'd she know she was Chinese? Oh, 'cause she can see him. Damn.
She was so specific about it. Yeah, he's this old man. I think he used to live here, but he has a severe foot fetish. Do you guys get the feeling like someone's touching your feet in the middle of the night? They're like, yeah, that's him. So wear socks. Just
It's like there's that
Where-
one. There's that one girl that likes her toes sucked, and she
Hey,
takes,
yeah.
she sleeps like this with her feet up.
She gets her toes done before she goes to bed, not during the day.
priorities.
Yeah. She's like, it's for him.
there you go, ladies. If you feel like someone's touching your feet at night, just wear your Jordans.
There are your Jordans.
Wear your shoes.
Unless you like it.
So
Unless you like it.
you do how often do you go ghost hunting?
I wanna
Oh,
go.
as much as I can. It was a little tough during the pandemic, but I often get asked a lot to go to investigations at very exclusive places.
Please take me.
I
Please.
I would love to take people, but the thing is that people have to understand when they go to an investigation is not like
A game?
It's not a game, and it's not what you see on the shows. You know,
Definitely not.
they're expecting things to fly around, things to touch them, things to talk to
Suck
them,
on their toes.
touch their toes, do their
Shampoo in
pedicure.
sandals.
Yeah, exactly. Do their laundry. I mean, there are times where I've gone to investigations in these like so-called like extremely haunted places and nothing happens.
Yeah.
But you just feel weird the
You
whole
just
time
feel a
you're there.
little off. You're like, okay, it's off. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna, go to a taco truck after. I'm
Yeah,
hungry
yeah.
now. And
I've always wanted them to. I always told them like we should just go explore places, but they don't want to because they just want to bring anything back.
See this is my thing. So when we had a video where we didn't go ghost hunting, we went ghost vibing.
Yeah.
I
Because
love that.
Because like imagine if you're a ghost, right? And you hear a
Yeah.
bunch of kids saying, "Oh, I'm going ghost hunting." As a ghost, I'd get defensive. I'd be like, "Who you going to
Yeah.
hunt? You ain't hunting me." So if you say we're going ghost vibing, the ghost will be cool
like
with
that.
it.
If Ghost wants to have a good vibe.
Yeah, he's like, "You know what? I'll fuck with you guys."
I
They're
wanna vibe
already
with y'all.
dead. How are you gonna kill them in a hunt? You know, that's
Exactly.
the whole sport. I think it's kind
They
of
made 2 movies. No, like
Aggressive.
4 movies out of it, right?
Yeah, so-
Ghost Hunters?
Yeah, we're going ghost vibing.
Ghost Hunters.
Ghost vibe and
vibing.
yeah.
Ghost vibing. I
Because
like
yeah, we
that.
went to what's the name of that
Suicide
spot?
Bridge.
We went to Suicide Bridge in Pasadena.
Pasadena. Yes.
Oh,
Familiar?
yeah.
Y'all didn't even go under
Very
it. I did.
familiar. There's a lot of haunted places in Pasadena.
Yeah, right.
There's some that I've been to. There's Castle Green that is crazy haunted. Do you wanna
Castle
see
Green.
Do you want to see a picture?
Yes, yes, please.
So my neighbor went to Castle Green. Castle Green used to be this fabulous hotel way back in the day. And it's apartments. And these apartments are so haunted that they have their own blog of residents that go on this blog. They're like, hey, did someone see a man without any legs
Oh,
in the laundry
really?
room? Yes. So my neighbor had mentioned to me that she was at an event at Castle Green because, they hold proms and weddings there. She was standing in front of a elevator and she snaps a picture, a selfie with her friends, and you see this picture of a man like this man's face right behind them. It is a clear image of a man, and it matched the man that used to be the proprietor of that entire building.
Wow.
What?
Yeah, so
Jesus.
it's crazy. I have to find the picture, but it's there are places like that. There's also the bunker experience, which is a building that used to be the First National Bank in Pasadena, and that bank has the tombs, the catacombs that have been sealed off.
Oh, what
Oh,
the heck?
really?
That's
There's
cool.
catacombs in
There's
Pasadena?
Oh yeah, so there's catacombs in Pasadena.
I thought it was only like in Europe.
Oh no, catacombs were here because we had missions.
Oh, yeah.
Pasadena used to have a mission, and it was somehow, I think it was destroyed or demolished, and they had these catacombs that are now sealed off. And a long time ago, these robbers robbed the first, I think it was called the First National Bank or the First Bank, and the explosion exploded a wall into the catacombs. And as they're taking the money, they disappear into the catacombs, and they were never seen again.
What?
Oh, shit.
So they believe, this is just a hearsay or
Yeah.
legend, they believe that the men are still haunting the catacombs, and they're haunting the basement level of what is now the bunker experience.
Oh, that's pretty.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really insane.
And that one you can go. That one you can go, or that one you need like permission again. And
I think you need permission from the owner B to go and investigate. I went in with a team called Ghost Hunting for Babies through Twitch, and that's how I was introduced to it. And there are full body apparitions accounts from B having people coming in and seeing an apparition of a man walking back and forth in one of the hallways. And there's an apparition of a little girl whom we believe is connected to the owner of the bank that may have died in the bank.
Wow.
So it's a lot of these stories that we try to find the truth and try to find the actual history to pair it up with the accounts that people are experiencing.
Yeah. Dang.
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Talking about Pasadena, I went to this place. No, I wonder how familiar you are with Devil's Gate Dam. Are you familiar with Devil's Gate Dam in Pasadena?
Not too familiar, no.
It's like it's a what the bridge. It's like it's a dam, and it's called Devil's Gate. And supposedly, it was back when even that dude, what's that guy's name? He did the Black Dahlia, the guy who was someone connect with the Black Dahlia.
Is it
surgeon?
Hodel?
He was the one that started. I think he started He started a.
Scientology.
I don't know if he started Scientology or a different type church, but he came from the UK. Then he came out to Pasadena, and then he started his own little cult, and they would meet at the Devil's Gate Dam in Pasadena.
Oh, okay. I think I heard about this story, but I haven't really looked into it anymore. But oh yeah, we had a lot of like the satanic or devil's cults around California, especially throughout the 60s. They were very questionable.
Why do you think there was so many cults back then?
Because people wanted a different form of belief. They were so against, different types of religions that they wanted to go and explore other things for themselves, find themselves. They wanted to find places where they belonged. And that's why a lot of these cults were created. I mean, you even had Charles Manson and his robots do the unthinkable.
And do you think that's why, because of that led to a lot of serial killers in the 60s?
I don't think so. I think we've had serial killers way before then. I mean, way, even like past like, the 19th century and so on and so forth.
So it's just people who are just wired that way.
Yeah, there are some people that, they're just sick in the head.
Yeah.
And some, we're trying to think like, is it nurture or is it nature at this point of why they become the way they become?
They
Probably
say
thousands of serial killers have never been caught.
For real.
Exactly.
That's scary. That's
Especially
scary.
back in the day when there's no cameras, no DNA
No
tests, no
fingerprinting.
nothing.
It's scary.
Bro, they're probably killing people left and right. The people that are fucked up in the head.
Yeah.
Like
sociopaths.
Sociopaths or psychopaths, yeah, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They probably got away with a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Yes, there's this quote. It was between two people. They're like, why do you want to, like, if you're trying to find out why these serial killers do this, it's really hard to find out, and to find out, like, you don't want to get to the point of figuring out why they do it, because that means they're already too deep, because like it's so undescribable, like what they're thinking about. So if you get to that point and figure out why they do it, like it can like damage your own brain.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's very deep, because no one can really explain why people do this. For example, Jeffrey Dahmer is a huge topic right now because of the series.
Oh, yeah.
We saw the episode where he literally just got blood, like some people's blood from the hospital, and he started drinking it. And then so you start thinking about like what makes someone do that. But it's like it's so hard to like wrap around that you just can't. Like
the human brain's super highly complex, man.
yeah, and it's just like you just
It's like there's so much stuff we still don't know about the brain.
Yeah. Do
Very
you
powerful.
do you guys think because of this whole Jeffrey Dahmer thing, and there's been so many Jeffrey Dahmer shows all over
There's
streaming.
a bunch, bro.
Yeah, actually, there's a
That's
bunch.
the first time I ever heard of him.
For
Really?
Wow.
You're unpopular, bro. No, I'm actually talk shit to him.
But do you guys think like these streaming services are glorifying these serial killers?
I think they're definitely making their change out of it. They're making their money.
Absolutely.
I think they're
Exploiting it?
monetizing.
Yeah, they're monetizing hard. But I think that's gonna make more serial killers.
You think?
People
Yeah,
are gonna be
like
I want to be like idolized like that.
Copycats.
The real question
Yeah,
is
copycats.
whose fault really is it? Is it Hollywood's fault or is it fucking people?
because
that wanna watch
they like
it.
true crime.
I
Yeah.
feel like it's both.
Yeah.
I
Because
feel-
think about it, when there's a type of subject or type of genre, if it's not popular, they won't make make it. But if it's very popular,
Yeah.
they'll make it because it's gonna make money.
It's like you can't get mad at the cartel for making drugs.
If people want drugs,
If people want drugs.
exactly.
Yeah.
You can get mad that they're killing people, yes, but if the people want drugs, that's not on the
Yeah.
people. That's a demand.
But if drugs weren't made,
Then there's no drugs.
then
Then it's
people
fine.
wouldn't want drugs.
Exactly.
I see what you're going.
Yeah.
So like long.
But the
I
fact
feel like
that
it's too late already.
That's
but
too
the
late.
fact, but the
Yeah.
fact
Too
that
late.
drugs are already made and then people
Yeah.
still want them. That's
They need them for their candy.
Yeah, for the candy.
For the,
Bro, yeah,
for the
yeah,
Reese's
yeah,
Puffs.
yeah.
No, yeah, so
They're
you can't really
candy
blame
now.
Hollywood.
Yeah,
Hollywood's
they're
only
candy
gonna
now.
Hollywood's only gonna
Big
go off
back.
what people want, of course,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
whatever people want, they're gonna monetize.
Supply and demand.
The supply and
Exactly.
demand.
We saw this with Zac Efron and Ted Bundy.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But why do they make them so hot for?
Ted Bundy or Zac Efron?
Because
Zac
that's
Efron
what
shot his
women,
parents.
that's how women
It's
describe
Hollywood.
them
Yeah,
as hot
yeah.
back in the day.
Yeah, no, that was his charming. That's why he lured
But,
people in.
but I'm sorry, but I look back on those like these pictures of like the real guys.
You don't think it was hot?
Motherfuckers were ugly as fuck.
But there was something about him.
Or was he just
No,
not your
it's not
type?
something
He's-
about
I think he
him.
was really your type. You know,
Wasn't
like
your
the top skinny
type.
type.
Charisma.
Yeah, they need to have
If you're
so much.
charming, if you're charming, have charisma. There's a different
Bro, you
story.
need to have
but
so much
don't
charisma.
say that they're hot.
Bro, you
Like,
need to have so
what
much.
the
You need to have
fuck?
so much charisma to like lure someone in and do everything you want to do to them. So that
Dude,
for sure has to be so much type of
and I'm pretty sure
attraction.
Ted Bundy had a bunch of charisma and charm because he was pulling girls with the fucking Volkswagen Beetle.
No, but you know who
Hey,
was
my car broke
crazier?
down.
Volkswagen
No,
Beetle,
yeah.
bro.
You know who was crazier? The Night Stalker, Richard Ramirez.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, wow.
Because he even had fangirls showing up to court.
You're
Yeah.
gonna tell me he's hot? He's ugly as
Oh, yeah.
fuck.
He was tall.
He's tall, slim.
Motherfucker had a really creepy face, bro. I'm sorry.
When I was looking at him, I was like, I'd go support.
It's like I could save him mentality. I could change
I
him.
wrote- I
kind
wrote
of
it.
thing.
Change him.
I looked up, is he dead? And then but I kept writing to him.
And he got married too. He was
got
married
Oh, in church.
Yeah,
I mean,
in
prison,
jail.
in jail. And by one of his fans.
It's cool too because like people remember him because it was like it's, like you know people that you talk to they're like, oh yeah, like I was there like out there.
Yeah,
like,
it wasn't
people-
too long
yeah.
ago.
Like I have a
was-
coworker,
yeah,
he was like,
here.
yeah, we would lock our doors and like shit was scary, man. He's like, my dad would like sleep with his gun and stuff.
Oh
I was like,
yeah,
I'm
he
like,
really
he's
put
scared.
the fear in a lot of people in the 80s. Like people still slept after the Manson murders. People were still sleeping with unlocked doors and windows, and that's how he was still able to go in. Talking about nature and nurture, he was trained by a family relative to stalk. Like
Crazy.
his uncle was a peeper. I think his uncle or his cousin was a peeper, so he was a peeping Tom, and he
Toms.
would
So peeping
take
Tom.
Richard to have these little trips where he would peep on these ladies undressing, and that's
Wow.
how Richard was able to
Like just learn the
stalk.
ways. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to like a ghost vibing session where it was with it had to do with serial killers?
Yes.
Were those
Two
scary?
of them. So I know David Oman of the Oman House. He is 300 feet away from the location of the Sharon Tate murders.
Oh,
And there's been twice times I've been invited to his house for the seance of the anniversary of those deaths. And I participated with a Ouija board session, and we've done EVP sessions, and nothing bad has happened. Nothing evil followed me home. But the psychic that was there was like, one of the women that passed that was involved in this murder, she's still walking up and down the street. I see her. But I don't know if that's her in an intelligent form or a residual of her, like a carbon copy, like a rewind of a movie. So it was
Interesting.
really interesting, like the things that she was picking up.
yeah.
Nothing is still the same there except for the telephone pole that stands in front of the gate where the house used to stand, because now it's a humongous McMansion where the producer and creator of Full House lived. Yeah,
So random.
So random.
it is so random. And he is selling the mansion. I think he sold it for like $20 million. It was ridiculous. But he changed everything. They tore down the house. And before that was Trent Reznor. He rented the actual house and recorded Downward Spiral from the house. And he experienced some unusual things in and around that location. But yeah, like we participated in these seances and nothing really big happened except like I felt someone tapping me on the shoulder. We heard a woman's voice. We heard a man's moan. So it was little things like that here and
Just
there.
clapping cheeks, or I'm sorry.
So this doesn't scare you? Like doing all these things doesn't scare
No.
you? Like not even one bit? Like you don't get nervous or anything?
No,
Do you get scared watching scary movies?
I feel like
I guess like the jump scares I do.
Oh, okay. Like scary mansions.
I feel
mean,
like-
scary haunted houses. Haunted houses.
I feel like
houses.
for her, like she's a ghost hunter. I feel like she can't go in scared because I feel like
You're right.
like the theory is if you go in scared and you're showing that you're showing fear, the ghosts or whatever demons can feed off of that and they'll fuck with you even more.
Oh.
Like if you go in and you believe stuff, the whole theory is if you believe in stuff and you give that energy, then more stuff will happen to you. But if you're a skeptic and you don't believe in anything, and even if stuff is happening around you and you just give it like, who cares?
Yeah.
If you ignore it, it's not gonna happen as much.
But here's the thing, we don't know what we're dealing with.
Yeah.
We really
Exactly.
don't know. And I think in the shared reality, you know, I like to put it together like it's a bird. The paranormal is the bird. And we're just too busy not being fixated on the bird, but we're fixated on the feathers and we're watering down the shared reality by calling it demons, by calling it ghosts, by calling it a poltergeist. When I really want to know what is truly causing the manifestation. There are cases that I could blow your mind of things that we think it is, what we think is occurring, but it's really not. It's a time slip. It could be geomagnetism.
It's like another dimension type of thing, another reality.
Yeah.
Like-
So there's a story that was shared to me by John Yale Tenney, he's a really amazing investigator. And this is going to blow your mind. So he was reporting to a case in northern Michigan. It was these two sisters inherited a house from their grandmother. And they were touring the house after the passing of their grandmother. And when she was touring the house, she looked into the parlor and saw an apparition of a younger woman dressing two younger daughters in winter coats. And when they saw her, they freaking screamed and disappeared. So she then calls on John to come and investigate. And John does an investigation of the location, does an investigation of the property where the house was built. Couldn't find anything until the sister tells him, hey, my sister told me this story that I completely forgot when I was young. We were getting ready in that same parlor with my grandmother. It was my sister and I. We were very young. We were putting our winter coats and we saw this woman come in through our hallway and she looked at us and screamed and we looked at her and screamed. So in that whole chain of events, it was a time slip. This woman, old enough, was looking at her younger self, and her younger self was looking at her older self.
That is
What
wild.
the heck?
So what we think is demonic or ghost, we really don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
There's
could
some
be
quantum physics.
It does. It could be things like that. But that case really changed the trajectory of how I now approach a lot of cases.
Yeah, that's crazy. And
That's
like Interstellar.
That's a
Yeah.
Ghost
really
hunting.
cool way to look at stuff.
Because yeah,
It
like
really
I know,
is.
like I know, like dogs can like see in different in different UV rays or whatever and stuff like that. So I feel like there is like different types of like.
Wait, don't dogs see in black and white?
No, like
supposedly,
but
or-
like through their nose they see differently too. So
They
and
see through
like
their
not
nose?
UV, but like certain animals see UV rays like we can't see them, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
And like dogs see through their nose pretty much. That's what they try to say too. So they see different things. That's why my dog creeps me out when he just like kind of looks at things and barks.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the theory like the dogs can actually see stuff. that we
Or
can't,
it's
yeah.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
It
the
It's
range
weird when a dog's
of
just barking
hearing.
at a random corner or a random spot. You're just like, what are you
Well,
barking at?
They're, you know that they could hear like many miles
Yeah.
away.
Oh, that's
so
true.
that
Yeah,
could
that's
be,
true.
yeah,
That
that
makes
could
me
be
feel
another
better.
thing that could
That makes you feel
occur.
better.
My dog used to do some creepy shit.
Yeah, but there's also been cases, to tell you the truth, where it was carbon monoxide poisoning. People were like, I'm seeing shadow people. I'm like, well, when did this start happening? Well, I just moved into this place. I'm like, did do you have a carbon monoxide detector? And in one case, this girl was like, yeah. And she checked, and the damn thing didn't have batteries.
Oh, man.
And when she
my
put the
God.
batteries in, the thing went crazy. And it turned out that she was suffering from carbon monoxide poisoning. It was causing her to have hallucinations.
Oh, sure.
And guess what? She had the leak fixed, and everything ceased.
The ghost went away.
She was like, now I can sleep. Now I don't have any.
She's like, I don't wake up lightheaded anymore.
Imagine if that was a thing. If a lot of these old spots didn't have the carbon monoxide reader.
I mean,
and then all of the haunted spots.
that's the smell that it has. That's what it's for.
What's the smell when you're smelling it? I know there's a certain smell.
I don't remember the
a smelly
chemical that
type
they
smell?
put, but gas.
It's like
gas
a
is
sulfuric.
yeah. Because the gas doesn't smell like anything.
And that's another thing. Sometimes it does have a smell like. It could be like the slight scent of sulfur from what I heard, or it could be like what they call a silent killer. Yeah.
Yeah, because the actual
knock out.
gas that comes from your stove, it actually doesn't have a smell. They actually use that there's that chemical in it that makes it smell. But like the actual explosive part, the part that could kill you, it doesn't smell like
So
anything.
the
Just dies.
sense is for safety.
Do you guys like this? Do you
It's
guys
more
like
like a safety thing. They
you
did it
guys
like
like the
back in
smell
the
of
back in the
gas?
30s. Huh?
Do you guys like the smell of car gas?
I like
Car
the
gas?
smell of like gas in Mexico.
I like the smell.
There is a different scent. To
Feels
it,
nostalgic.
yeah, especially in Europe. Yeah.
When I was younger, I used to love the smell of gas for like cars. I don't know why. When I was younger, I don't know
Are
why.
you okay now?
Oh, I'm good now.
You
Yeah.
seen ghosts?
Do you see dead people?
You see ghosts, you see dead
just
people,
like-
Sixth Sense type of
I'll
thing.
be
Did you
sniffing
hallucinate?
car gas.
What's your favorite scary movie?
What's your favorite? Hold on. Let's ask that again.
Okay,
Hold on.
one more
Wrong
time. Sorry.
This is my moment. This is my
Wrong
moment.
person.
We didn't write it down. It was just I just came up with it.
This is my
I
moment.
know, wrong person though.
What's your favorite type of?
Oh, I have many
Mustard.
of them. But if it's
even
horror, if
gonna
it's
say it.
slasher, it's got to be Friday the 13th,
Whack. Boo.
1978 Halloween. If you want like a really good paranormal film, it's called The Changeling.
Oh
I've
yeah,
heard
it
that
happened
one.
here.
I've heard that one.
Yes,
Yeah,
and what
I've
is
heard
so
that.
beautiful about this film, what is a chef's kiss, is it shows the earlier forms of ITC communication through paranormal investigating. There's a scene where the man who owns this haunted house is recording a seance, and he's reviewing it the next day. He's reviewing the audio, and you could hear like the audio, like the whisper of a little boy. And that is what we call like the earlier forms of like ITC communication, is capturing phenomenon through audible sounds.
Yeah.
Would you consider paranormal and demonic the same thing or two different things?
That is a great debate. I think like with demonic, I know some people who are part of the Jewish faith do not believe in demons. I think it's based on how you were raised. Some people like to bring that into the paranormal, and that's where it gets very dicey.
Yeah.
Honestly, out of the many cases I've worked on, there was one case where I was like, I don't know, there's something really different here. And I don't know if it's negative or it's demonic, but I work at a university where there's a lot of Jesuit priests, one in which has participated in several
Demonic possessions.
what is it? Exorcisms. Yeah.
Whoa.
And he says that the archdiocese takes a while. They have to really take their time. The archdiocese gets so many letters and messages from people who claim they have possession. But there's some cases where it takes them a year
Wow.
to interview, because they have to make sure that they know what they're dealing with. Is it mental health or is it really something? They have to investigate it. And he's told me, it's very interesting, and it can get pretty scary. Yeah. When they start talking in different tongues is when you start.
Yeah. Like, how'd you learn that?
Exactly. But ever since the movie The Exorcist came out, there was an uptick of people who were claiming they were being possessed by a
fanboys.
demon.
Oh, for sure. I thought I was one.
Yeah.
So basically, like the Conjuring series, you know how like in the movie, the Warrens, they actually do mention that like, we can't consider this we can't do an exorcism because we have to go and investigate, and we have to go back to the church and tell them what's going on, and so it is a very long process before they actually consider it. Oh, we might have, this is possibly.
Yeah. The Warrens I have a little problem with.
Ooh, y'all beefing?
No, there's some of us in the community that felt like they really put a lot of harm. They brought in a lot of the notion of demonic possession. Everything's a demon. Not to mention the whole ordeal with Bathsheba, this entity that is evil, who was not evil to begin with when they were living.
Oh,
And
Sheba, like the
that's the
Indian
witch
first one.
from the
first one.
movie, yeah. And
Oh, I
they
thought, like, the
were,
Indian
if you really go down the Warrens rabbit hole, you'll find a lot of a lot of things that really are not great.
I've heard of that. I've heard of that.
They're more like more. I don't want to.
They're bag chasers.
Yeah, they're bag chasers.
They're bag chasers, and I know the father from the Perron family, the male, patriarch of that family, had issues with Lorraine. Like, she was constantly knocking on the door, constantly calling them about like this deal. We need to, organize this deal, and for the film, for the novel, for the book, and we need to coordinate, how we're gonna get paid and all. It was just always about money.
Not about like helping.
It
like,
didn't seem like that towards the end. Yeah. Dang. And The Conjuring got a lot of things wrong. Like, if you really, there's a really amazing investigator and skeptic called Kenny, I think it's Kenny Bindell or Biddle. He's on TikTok too, but he did a really big deep dive into the old Harrison farmhouse, the Conjuring house. Mm-hmm. And he found a lot of discrepancies in regards to, the book and the movie franchise. Yeah. That he's like, this doesn't make sense. This didn't exist. There were actually no deaths in the house. Like, that doesn't make sense. So I don't know what's truly there and what people are really making up. Wow. But I think that's what we lack, is we lack common sense to research.
Yeah. Because there's a difference between trying to stay factual, and of course Hollywood's gonna take some liberties. Yeah. Some liberties to make the movie more interesting. Because of course they're gonna do that for more excitement, more jump scares, of course, But there's a total difference between, taking the real story and then just adding a little bit, to make it exciting, a little more exciting, and just completely 180 the whole thing and change a lot of facts and making it more into more fiction than what actually happened. Yeah. That's what happens with anything historical, any historical movie. Whether you see and you see, okay, they got a lot of things historically correct, and of course some things were changed just because of just theatrical effect. Yes. And then there's other movies that literally get everything wrong because they either didn't do the research or whatever. But they claim it's based on a true story when it's not. Yeah. Because the whole movie is not even based on the actual true story.
Inspired by.
That's how I get scared. That's how I get scared. That scares me. I can see a whole movie as long as I don't see that. I'm chilling. I don't go.
I'll sleep nice.
Yeah, but then I hear that.
Have you seen the movie Nope?
Nope. That's the Jordan.
Yeah. There's a really good, he is filled with he fills out movies with a lot of messages. Yeah. And bringing up what you just said too, like, there's a big message in that movie that he brings up that the media likes to take advantage of the history. We are presented history through the media and not through our reality. Mm-hmm. So that is something that he really strives to send a message in that film.
No,
that's true.
That was a great film. Mm-hmm. The monkey scene was insane in the beginning.
Oh, I know.
That was probably the craziest the craziest opening scene in movie history. That I was like, whoa, what the heck?
There's so many.
That's why when you see in the beginning when it says something like that, like if it says inspired by a true story or based on a true story or adapted from a true story, no, it's just you have to take that into context and leave what that means. Because based and inspired means that it's off part of the real story, but there's a lot of change. There'll probably be a lot of changes. Yeah. Then there's adapted from a true story where the events may have happened, but everything that's in this movie is all changed. So like names of people, places, dates, all that stuff. Yeah. So that's why whenever you see one of those three, you just gotta see like what they meant by that, because they mean different things. Yeah. Based, inspired, and adapted. Yeah. It's like Goodfellas was based on a true story, right? Oh yeah. They of course a lot of the things they got right in the source. Of course they changed some things for the movie because of course make like it more exciting. Blah blah blah. Then you have the movie Casino. Same director, Martin Scorsese, same actors, different mob story, but they changed everyone's name. They changed the name of the hotel. They changed it's what do you call it? A historical fiction story. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So the events that happen are true, but the names of and everyone that happened changed. Oh. That's why that one, when you see when it first starts, it says adapted from a true story.
Adapted. Yeah. I haven't seen the adapted one. Yeah. But I want to ask, what has been the scariest moment or like the scariest thing that's happened to you in any of your adventures?
Oh my, it's always with the living.
Oh really? You gotta be more afraid of the living than the dead.
If it's one thing we learned from Beetlejuice is never trust the living. Oof. And
don't say it won't. You got 2 more tries.
Don't say his name 2 more times, please. I don't want Michael Keaton up in here.
Showtime. I love that film. But it's so true. Like, the living scare me more than anything. And I've had issues with people who were drunk in an investigation, and they got upset because what they believed they captured was demonic, and they're this conduit and they're talking through them, and it's like, no, I think that's something else. That's the spirits that you're consuming in a liquid form.
Okay, so that's cool. I mean, I've been super afraid of Ouija boards, but you don't mind Ouija boards?
No, we have a Ouija board society of America. There's a actual society. I can't remember the name of the gentleman that runs it. I think it's Robert Kenneth. Patterson. I could be wrong, but he was the gentleman too that created the largest Ouija board in the world.
Damn.
And you can find this video on YouTube, but he created this massive Ouija board, and they held the biggest seance in the history, known to all seances.
Those are some big boy ghosts.
Big ass ghosts moving like people. It's like 10 adults.
The giant ghosts.
But there are actual people out there who are professional Ouija historians, and they're like, you really believe that? Like, the board was actually made.
Wasn't it a game?
To be a game of
It's
parlor.
owned by a toy company.
Yeah.
It was eventually sold to Parker Brothers. And it was originally a dating game.
A dating game.
So you were supposed to get a honey, just you two, and play this game.
God.
Should I kiss her? Yes. So
Original fuckboy game.
it was original.
Let's go. Let's go play some fucking Ouija board.
Hey, yo, go. You trying to play some
OG fuckboy game?
We already said it.
You trying to play some Ouija board for Halloween?
Yeah.
Damn.
Exactly.
Bro, you wanna
I got it.
Hey, girl, fuck Netflix and chill. You want to play some Ouija board and chill?
Ouija and chill.
Pull up to the I got the Ouija outside.
Exactly.
So, but if we do play the Ouija board, is it true we have to say goodbye at the end?
That was something that was definitely made up within time. The thing is, the accounts that happened after The Exorcist are the accounts that really blew up the whole, like, it's demonic. If you read the accounts before The Exorcist, they were barely anything. In terms of, people were like, no, I had a bad experience. I've always been
Because she said no, huh?
But I've played with it several times. Nothing's happened. It's actually scientifically proven that we do have ideomotor skills and powers. The mind, as we've spoken about, can actually move the planchette. It's what you bring to the board. It's like who you invite to the party. If you're going to invite the fuckboy, you're going to have some issues.
Yeah.
If you're going to invite the guy with, all the great booze, not the drugs, then you're going to have a good time. But It's what you bring to the environment. And if you have someone that brings so much baggage and so much fear, you're going to have shit that's going to stir up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know, what's funny,
you said that. I said earlier.
Yeah.
You bring more fear, is like it's more attractive.
Yeah.
It's funny you said energy. Because remember we went ghost vibing before we went? We started roasting each other to bring negativity.
Yeah, we were like, okay, because that thing.
Aaron and I started going in on each other.
Fighting and
I told him to pull over.
So we saw a theory that's supposed to, like, if you bring more negativity into the situation, it attracts more spirits and paranormal stuff. Like if you're being more negative, supposedly.
I don't think so. I think that
it just ruined our friendship.
It's all
that's all it did.
We're just haunted by our former friendship.
I'm haunted by that night.
I mean, I've taken courses in parapsychology, and the human mind is so powerful that is it us having an impact on the environment or the environment having an impact on us?
Yourself? Your mind plays tricks on you?
So the poltergeist, for example, it's not a ghost. The etymology of the word is noisy ghost, but it's not a ghost. It's actually us creating the chaos. Ooh. It is called RSPK. Psychokinesis. We're having the ability to move things. If you're going to fight, someone's mind is so powerful enough to make this light or these bottles move off the table.
Matilda.
Exactly. There have been cases, there are actual cases that are documented through the psychical research, through Rhine Institute, that you can research. And there are people who have had the ability to move things when they're in an argument with a loved one. There was a case of a couple in the UK that wanted so badly to have a ghost in their house that they actually conjured a ghost. That they had a Ouija board and they were calling on it, they were giving it energy, and they were fighting. So they weren't doing well either personally.
Negativity.
So they were like, one of them was actually causing the chaos, and it would only happen when they were both of them were in the house.
Wow.
But when one would exit, the energy would just clear. Yeah.
Like, yeah, I feel like
Be careful
you
what
ever,
you wish for.
you ever like light a candle and stuff, and like the smoke comes out, and then you ever seen like you can like kind of like make it go straight if you really focus.
Oh yeah, I've heard about
Yeah,
that.
I do that a lot.
Is that it actually happening, or is that your mind fucking with you?
Bro, I was with my sister and I was like, look at this.
Yeah, you can see.
And then like I'm just like
that.
focusing and like that, and then like I have the candle like this, and then it just like goes up.
Yeah.
You should try it. It's
The
pretty cool.
power
It's
of
pretty
being
interesting.
An illusionist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting.
So earlier you said you have some EVPs that you can share with us.
What is EVP?
Yeah, for the people that don't know what EVPs are. Electro, vibing,
No. Hold on.
paranormal stuff.
No.
Electronic
Fucking gosh.
There's the
Shut
way-
up. Let me think.
Everyone.
I watch ghost shit. Hold on. I remember what the fuck EVP stands for. Electromagnetic.
No, there's no magnetic.
There's no
in
magnetic,
EVP.
bro.
It's one word. Shut up.
Bro, it's EVPS, bro.
Oh my god.
It's
Can you give us the answer?
Everyone-
please? We're struggling.
Electro
here.
vibration.
We're gonna end up.
You almost got it.
We're gonna end up moving water bottles
electric
around the
voice
room.
phenomenon.
There it
Yes.
is.
Yeah.
you're so fucking off, Aaron.
Shut up. I knew the P was
Fucking
phenomenon.
loser.
Shut up.
Electro.
So
I was trying to get some ghosts in here.
this was an investigation that was conducted literally, I want to say 2 weeks before the pandemic. And this was in the Legion's Hall. This was in a Legion's Hall in Van Nuys. And this area is an area where this volunteer who's is the communicator who's asking the questions. He has rapport with whatever's there, but he's been seeing a lot of things. Now, this location used to be a former hospital. And ever since then, and an Oddfellows, which was a very old, predominantly male fraternity. And they are the ones that are known to have skeletons, like actual human skeletons in their possession.
Like
And
that
they're-
one?
This one's
that
fake.
was our assistant.
Yeah.
This one's fake, guys.
That was our assistant.
That was our
Yeah,
assistant.
you guys have your own frat and your own skeleton.
Come on,
so
Sydney told you to get to work.
so
Made me do all the
he
work.
this is probably by far one of the clearest EVPs I've ever have heard and we've collected. So
Is it gonna bring any
I
spooky
like.
stuff?
my
No,
hand.
it's funny. I like how she like literally took a deep breath after she
I know.
said
Yeah,
that.
I'm
Yeah.
scared.
She was like, that I've ever taken.
I'm so glad I brought
shit.
this because like I'd be like this now.
I'm pretty scared now, but let's
All right,
play it.
ready?
Yeah,
I'm actually
ready.
excited.
all right, here we go.
Are you here? Who are you trying to contact? You're moving your phone. Closet. Make sure that they're
There's more.
doing everything. What do you want to tell her?
I am bad.
I am bad.
I am
That's
bad.
what he's.
Yeah.
Oh, hell.
So the first one was yes.
Yeah,
The
yeah, I
second
heard
one
that.
is you're moving the phone because he was using the recorder on your phone. So as an investigator, you can use the voice recorder. This is a 3D mic. I've collected so many crazy things with this phone. And the third one was I've been bad. So there was a children's ward on the top floor of this hospital that they believe, may have some children's spirits running around.
Whoa.
Yeah.
No wonder it sounded like a 5-year-old.
Yeah, it does sound like a 5-year-old. It does sound like something, and we don't know if it's like trying so hard to communicate and talk, like it's just raspy.
Yeah, that's
or
just-
shy.
Yeah.
He's like, stop moving.
Or
the
People are like, that's a
Scary.
demon. Well,
Yeah.
no one's been hurt.
That's the first
no
thing I
one's
thought.
been hurt in this place. They don't feel like they're fearing for their lives. It's just this gentleman has, volunteered in this Legion Hall, has built rapport, and was told, hey, you should be the one asking the questions. They know you more.
Yeah.
And this is what we got.
Have you ever learned, or I don't know if there's any theories or factual stuff, how people become ghosts? Because let's just say what everyone believes is real, right? Let's just say there's a heaven, there's a hell, and then now there's an afterlife spiritually, right?
don't believe that.
How does one become a ghost? Like, how is that even determined?
Well, here's the thing. This is a big question that is such a simple question that is so hard and difficult for people to answer because there's no definitive answer.
Yeah.
The biggest question in our community that no one can ever have the answer for, even though people have claimed, what is a ghost? Do you know what a ghost is? And we're all going to have our own answers. But for me, what a ghost is probably the universe experiencing itself. And the rest could be explained by science or things that we just clearly will never understand until we move on ourselves. Is there a consciousness? Does our consciousness move on after we leave our living
bodies,
self?
Yeah, our spaceship.
Yes. We're not going
to...
Yes, our vessel. And some people are like, no, we go to heaven. Well, that's fine. That's what you think. Well, I don't know why we would stay here. Well, believe it or not, that's what we're trying to figure out. Yeah. And there's a lot of institutes here that are trying to find that answer. And I believe some of them are actually pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What if the afterlife's like the waiting room to heaven or hell?
Like Beetlejuice?
It's just the waiting room?
Like Beetlejuice?
I've heard that. I've heard like there is...
Like, what if like it's like you lived a life where it was kind of like you were a good person, sometimes you're probably like an asshole. So like the afterlife is like they're reviewing if you should go like
they're
to
doing
heaven
the bar?
or hell. Yeah, it's like the review board, and you're in like the waiting room just chilling there like, all right, you know.
So
just,
I had a psychic friend tell me she went to the Zach Baggins Museum and she did a reading, and she did a reading mainly through the Charles they have something of Charles Manson there. And she was like, oh no, he's there. I'm like, what do you mean?
At the museum?
He's at the museum. And I kept on seeing a little man that resembled Charles Manson walking around. Whatever object was there that belonged to him, he's crying and he's frustrated that he can't move on. So this is what she had presented to me based on her reading. So it could be possible that he can't move forward because of the things that he led people to do. So that is one observation. That is one thing that we could go by.
Now he has to suffer for our eternity.
Waiting room.
But who dictates that?
That's what we have to find out.
That's the big question.
Another thing that I've been told several times by psychics is after we pass, we meet our spirit guides. We meet this one guide that goes over the series of our lives, things that we could have done differently, things that we should have done better. It's like a life review. And then you have the ability whether or not you want to go back and redo those things and correct the things that you should have done and corrected in your past life and reincarnation. Or you can move over and move into the cosmos and move into the next world.
I've heard about like that. I've heard about it, but theorized differently, like the egg theory, where you live every single life that has been lived and will ever be lived until you become the perfect, like transcendent.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it's called.
Theory, yeah. There's that theory that, people like to believe as well, but to each their own. Until we pass, we won't know.
I thought that theory is really interesting because it makes sense. Because at the end of the day, like a human is like such a crazy thing. Like a brain is such a crazy thing to think about, and like the powers that we don't really like realize that we have yet. It's kind of crazy, like to even convince someone of something. It takes like so much effort without you even realizing.
And just imagine with the group of people. Have you ever heard of the Phillip experiment?
The Phillip experiment? No.
Oh, you guys got to look into that.
What's that?
That sounds great. That
sounds familiar.
This is an actual experiment that happened in the 70s. It was with a doctor from Canada that grabbed a group of people. For 10 years, they created an entity by the name of Phillip. They would meet once a week. For 10 years, they gave this man a life. He was, Philip Morrison, I think was his last name. I could be wrong, but he was a knight in England. He had a wife that was horrible, and he had an affair with this witch. So for 10 years, these people gave this man this life, and they would try to communicate with him via seance or table tipping. And you could find the footage on YouTube of the Phillip experiment, but they actually got a response in the seance from Phillip. And it turned out that Phillip was getting more and more aggressive with the responses. Thus, we created a tulpa. We created Phillip. We've seen this now. We fast forward to creepypasta. We see this now with Slender Man.
Oh, yeah.
So Slender Man is a tulpa, is a thought form. So now we have people all of a sudden, I've seen the Slender Man. I have pictures of him. He's killed people, and now we have a movie of him.
Yeah, I remember that.
Which was fucking terrible.
The Slender Man.
God, they could have done so much better with that.
Yeah.
There was a film called The Quiet Ones that was based off of the Phillip experiment too.
Really? That movie was made.
That was
I did not know.
Inspired by actual events.
Inspired by fucking Phillip.
So
imagine
that
Phillip
is I
can't imagine Phillip was responding more aggressively because he's like, you guys give me a fucking shitty life.
I know. He's like,
I know, right? Like,
you guys gonna make me a better guy?
You
it was a
created
pretty
me from
sad
nothing.
life. It was a pretty they were like, you were in a really horrible marriage, and then you fell up with a witch, and then she was put to death.
I wonder if Phillip was pissed.
Yeah, what the fuck? You could have made me a
He's
millionaire.
like, you could have made me a millionaire with a great wife and kids. Like, y'all made me a bum. Like, what
Phillip's
the
just
hell?
there, like, he starts thinking like 3 years later. He's like, why is my life so shitty for?
It's like, I didn't even ask for this.
Yeah, I really. Maybe we're all Phillip.
I'm trying to pull up videos of the Phillip experience, but, but is this what it is? Like the Phillip experience, like those videos?
The Phillip experiment.
Oh,
Bro,
experience.
that's a guy named Phillip, my boy.
I was like, what is it?
Yeah,
Phillip experience sounds like a porno.
It's some nerdy white guy with the glasses on, like smiling at the
Phillip
camera.
experience.
So you want to experience
Experiment.
Phillip?
experiment?
You want to
Yeah.
experience this, Phillip?
So this Phillip experiment, and then in Australia, I think a decade or two after, they did the Skippy experiment, where it was a little girl named Skippy who died in a boating accident.
What's up with... Jeez,
And
oh
Frank.
my God.
And Frank, all of us, I know all these old people. All
these old people names.
Boomers, you know.
Yeah, I guess once you die, you become like a
Why do
fucking
boomers gotta be
boomer.
so negative? Why can't they be like, all right, this person's named Susan. She lives a wonderful, she lives a nice little quiet life.
She had a 3-bedroom, 2-bath in the
3-bedroom,
suburban.
2-bathroom
Her
apartment.
kids went to college.
you
Her
know?
husband died of old age with her.
Yeah.
And she had a good life.
Yeah.
She'd be like, you know what, sweetie, I did. Let me tell you about my life.
No, this guy's name is freaking Keith. He fucking lived a terrible life. He had no children. All the women hated him.
He got married and his wife cheated on
He
him.
got married and his wife cheated on him with
with his
everybody.
sister.
His dog died. Like,
Can you
damn.
imagine the types of entities we come up with right now?
Oh, we can make. I'll make some nice ones.
I'll make one take life in that skeleton right now,
She
bro.
was 21 and a TikTok influencer. I just still see her doing dances
Sexy.
in the
She had
corner.
brunette.
She had,
She had that
booty.
thing on her.
She had that thing on her.
We got so we have this segment here on the show. It's called Take
It's a
the
new
Mic.
one.
Yeah, it's called Take the Mic, but for Halloween season, for the spooky season.
Oh, I like the second one that you put. I love
We're
that.
calling it Take the Fright.
Nice.
So our audience has sent us scary stories that have happened to them. And not gonna lie, we received a lot. And I really wish we can read all of
Wait,
them.
these are just Take the Fright?
Yeah, these are Take the Fright.
6?
No. It's the same
Oh, it's
page.
mixed. It's mixed in. It's mixed in.
Yeah, it's mixed in. But they send in a lot, and I really wish we can read all of them, but we can't because they're also pretty long. Because I mean,
Stories.
it is a story.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious.
So
I like
So
how
is
you.
this the best one?
I'm not sure. I haven't gone through them to be
Well,
honest.
you are on a different page from 654.
Let's.
Aaron, what's your scariest story?
Which one do you think?
Scariest story?
Mm-hmm.
I don't really have. Oh, though I'll say this. My old house in Fontana. I remember this is around the time Paranormal Activity 3 or 4 came out.
Good times.
So it was about when the little girls were calling the spirit Toby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally.
Randomly, my 4-year-old niece
Oh hell no!
in the middle of the night, I'm making a PBJ sandwich like 2 a.m. She wakes up she wakes up, but you know how when you wake up you're like sleepy, like kind of like half asleep, you're like you're like just fucking like not into it yet. She like walks in the kitchen. She scares me because she doesn't say shit. She just walks into like the just right there like this little opening.
starts
And I'm making a
levitating.
PBJ sandwich and I look up. I'm like, oh, she's like I get a little freaked out. Like, oh, what are you like, Jaylene? What are you doing? And she's just like, bro, I don't even know if like someone just told her to go do this and prank. Bro, it was just scary. She's like, no. She was just like, Toby. Walks away. Fucking just walks away. And I'm just like, I swear I saw that movie a week ago.
She bloody married
She
your
bloody
ass.
Bro,
Yeah.
I saw that movie a week ago.
Oh, she's a funny little kid.
Yeah.
I
She
think
was
it sounds
4
like a
years
prank.
old, bro.
Sounds
4
like a
years.
prank.
That's pre-K.
It sounds like a prank, but I can see how scared that would be at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
I would have decked my little nephew or niece or whatever. I'm sorry.
Like, is it connected? I don't know, bro. Is it a prank? I hope so.
I would've-
like, this
Well,
4-year-old
I mean-
did not see that movie. I know that for a fact.
would've-
She's 4 years old.
I would have turned on all the lights and made her just stand with me while I make my PB and J. And be like, yeah, we're going to
She
sleep
said
together
Toby
after
3
this.
times. She said Toby 3 times, walked away, went back to sleep.
Damn.
She she points at the corner. She's like, Toby,
No,
Toby.
she didn't point. She kind of like her eyes like semi-closed. It was like,
Oh hell no! She was
Yeah.
sleepwalking. Something else was taking
I
control
don't
of her
know,
body.
bro. No, I feel like she was awake, but like half
Nah,
awake.
she was.
Nah, bro, I think
uncontrolled.
Toby lives in Fontana.
Shut up.
Toby's from the IE.
She's over here going in fucking 4-year-olds. God damn it.
Let's
Toby.
get to our first scary story from an anonymous person. So let's see. Ready, you guys? Ready?
Yeah.
I'm gonna cue the
Well, I
scary
have a scary
music.
story. Link one.
All right, here we go.
Here we go.
For the
This
longest.
is-
Oh, I see demons.
Take the fright.
Take the fry with the glizzy and scream.
For the longest, I never thought demons really existed. let alone ghosts or spirits. All I knew was not to mess with the wrong thing. A group of friends invited me to this Hollywood night that they have nowadays for guys to go hang out and kick back and pick up chicks. Turns out the snow was a little different by the way this happened just yesterday. Turns out that there's a bigger ceremony happening, some weird stuff. All I remember was that there's a lot of cloaked, hooded people gathering around one girl that was dressed in white. She danced and she was just having fun. She started to get naked little by little. All my friends are just watching while this is happening. People are lighting fires and turning off the lights little by little. By little by little, this girl starts to dance like if she's possessed by something. I didn't know that the person who invited my friend was a Satanist, and they were having a ritual to have 4 different kinds of spirits come and possess specific people there. As I'm watching this, I'm trying to find a way to leave, but they don't let me leave. If anything, they're making it clear why it's important for us to watch. Little by little, people start getting entranced and start freaking out, screaming, yelling. I told my friends I needed to leave because I couldn't stay there anymore. We got together and ran off. Little did we know, the next day, more than 5 to 7 people go missing because of what happened last night. Low key, I'm scared they're coming for me too.
Turn around. We're behind you.
Damn, bro.
That's the thing she was talking about. How like people like the whole couple thing. Where like it's like people really want stuff to happen.
Yeah.
It's like they're like they make it dramatic.
Yeah, they make it.
Honestly, someone brought drugs. Probably.
Yeah, they were on a sick hallucinogenic run.
They were probably on something, and they ended up somewhere back in a Hollywood alley in a gutter or something.
Yeah,
so.
and they're fans of
Satan, Satanist.
See, this is why if anyone's watching, they think that she might lie about her stuff. I don't think so, because she's actually even trying to debunk this.
Yeah, love that.
It's like there's the people you can trust because like they want to know the real truth, and there's people that just do it for like the views,
for the
like the Mexican scary channels.
Huh?
The Mexican scary channels, the old school ones.
No, have you seen those freaking people that? You see the people that go live? No. Those channels that go live is like dudes in Mexico that go live and they go witch hunting.
They go, witch hunting.
They're always live, bro, and they always find witches somehow. It's so stupid, bro.
So many witches out there, bro.
Bro, literally,
a lot of witches out there, bro.
Bro, it's so funny how like they always somehow catch this witching village.
All of a sudden they're able to capture witches.
Yeah, and then professionals haven't been able to.
And they never show them directly because they're always far away. And then whenever they get close,
because that's a place where a lot of those legends and lores,
happen. Yeah,
they happen.
So they take advantage of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, bro.
They're funny.
You can see how fake it. They're really trying to play it off as real. Like they're really trying to play it off as real, but like it's so fake.
You could tell, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this next one is
still fun.
This next one's super scary. I read it before. She ghosted me. That one's terrifying, bro.
Can you imagine ever being
so
ghosted
sad.
by a ghost?
Ghosted by a ghost? Yeah, you start missing the ghost in your house, and your neighbor's like, yeah, there's a ghost in my house, and you're like, I see how it is.
I see how it is. They got better furniture.
What are you trying to say, huh?
I wasn't mean enough to you. You didn't enjoy me.
All right, this one. Check this one out. My mom had just passed away, and I was laying down in my bed asleep, and I felt her touching my hair. I woke up and looked at the edge of my bed, and there was her figure, curly hair and all. I said, "Mom," blinked, and the figure was gone.
Oh, those are sweet.
These are the examples of like, not everything has to be scary.
Yeah.
Some things are like just kind of like nice or a beautiful gesture of like these stories that people say like, someone had just passed away, and then like a week later or the next day, like, something happens where like it's like the final goodbye.
Yeah. There's a lot of accounts.
There's a scary one. I don't know if it's scary, but like I'm gonna say it real quick. When I was younger, a family friend passed away, but my dad literally dreamt of that family friend like being like killed that same day that he actually got killed. It was so fucking weird.
It could be that your father could be, clairsentient, where he could see into it through dreams.
Oh shit, yeah, because I remember my dad woke up and usually that like you don't really think about things like that.
Yeah.
So he tried to go on with his day, but he kind of talked about it. He's like, I'm gonna go ask his brother, and like voicemail. And we're like, oh shit, we show up to the house and like the house is like it's like a chaos because like he was like brutally murdered like in Mexico. And I was like, oh shit.
It could be him, or it could be something like a gift that.
And they were friends, but they weren't like super close friends, but they were like very similar people. If that makes sense. Like even clothing, like they'd show up to like Christmas parties dressed the same, without knowing that they were gonna wear the same clothes.
Wow.
So they were probably of the same cloth.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, it was so
kindred
weird.
spirit. Yeah.
Yeah.
This thing this person said about seeing her mom after she passed away. I'm just traumatized because of the Warrens. You know, in the movie, they're like, no, you can't believe that's how they try to trick you.
Yeah, that's how they try to trick you.
Is
Every
that
little
true?
girl, a little boy ghost is a demon.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ghost Adventures, for introducing that thought. Yeah. I mean, everything with them was always demonic. They're trying to trick us. And that is what got our community and those involved to spread that word. Like when we say like they did a lot of damage, they did some damage to where people immediately go to demon.
Yeah.
No, it's a demon. No, I know it's a demon. Well, can you specify and give me facts? Like, show me receipts why you think it is.
What is your demon
All the
name?
ghosts part like, damn, what about us?
Yeah, I know.
They're just friendly. They're
just trying to communicate. And that's what a lot of times they're just trying to do.
Okay. This guy says this is some scary shit. So let's read it. Hi guys, did you hear that?
Did you hear that?
Ooh.
Right when you said that.
When I said
you
that.
gonna make it scary?
Maybe it is some scary shit. All right, let's see. Hi guys, this is some scary shit. I'm going to try not to make this really long.
Oh, well.
It started about 7 years ago. I was laying in my bed one night. I was sleeping, and at the time I was dating a guy who had a foot fetish. He was obsessed with my feet. Well, I was in the point of my sleep where I was half asleep / half awake. I started to feel someone kissing my feet, moving up my leg / thigh. I said, "Oh my God, Izzy, stop doing that," thinking it was the guy I was dating. When I tried to look down at my feet, I couldn't. I felt like something was holding me down on my chest. I couldn't move to see what or who it was. I grabbed my phone that was right next to my pillow, called my mom who was in the room next door, and started screaming. Just then, my mom walked in and I was able to move again. Never had I felt that before. I've had sleep paralysis before, but this was not that. I had my mom's friend do a limpieza on me. Fast forward to a year later, I had a new boyfriend. We had just started renting a room in a lady's house who had posted an ad for a young couple to move into her spare bedroom for cheap. By the way, my boyfriend didn't believe in any of the brujeria ghost shit, and for the reason I had never mentioned that other story to him. One morning, he was like, "Hey, I know this is gonna freak you out because it really freaked me out last night, but I could have swore that when I woke up in the middle of the night to get some water, I saw a dark figure laying their head right by your feet. And they looked up at me when I noticed them there by you. I don't even know what to think. When he told me that, I wanted to scream. I thought it was the scariest shit ever. He never knew of the thing that happened to me in the past. Later that afternoon, when we both got home from work, in the middle of our room that had a carpet, we saw a weird design / patterns that had something someone had created using white powder all over our room. We believed later on that the lady who rented out that room would come into our room to do weird shit while we were both at work. We tested it out because we left the water bottle open behind our door one day, and when we got back home, we noticed the water bottle was gone and the carpet was wet. We quickly moved out because weird shit started happening to us. Anyways, I hope you guys read this. What do you think was happening? Do you think it was a sleep paralysis or some weird brujeria ghost shit?
That was the woman. Could have been the weird ass woman.
Maybe.
Why the fuck did she was specific on young couple sleep here?
Yeah,
Like
so
young
it was a
couple.
specific target. She had a target.
She had a target for young couples.
Maybe the ghost, like...
Maybe the ghost was the
I'm talking about the lady who rented the.
Maybe-
No, but
maybe she
had a
was the
connection-
ghost.
She had a connection with the ghost somehow, and she knew what to do to keep the ghost happy. I don't know. Or else the ghost would attack her.
What do you think?
So sleep paralysis is actually nothing to do with entities. It's actually something to do when your REM is triggered. So it's when your
Psychosis.
body is asleep, but your mind is up. So that's why you always feel like you can't move. So people think they're being possessed. And at times we're still in a sleep state. So we're seeing things.
Yeah.
Could it be brujeria? I thought brujeria was a practice that is supposed to be positive, but then it could also be negative depending on how you use it.
Yeah.
So could it be that she might embody something that she could be sensitive and have something attached to her? That is pretty much her own ghost.
Yeah.
Because there's a validation where the second boyfriend now is seeing it. So that is one account right there. Like he actually is
Saw it.
seeing it in real time. and this is something that she had experienced before. What it is, we don't know.
Yeah.
So could it be that she is sensitive?
The Asian guy from the apartments over there.
Yeah,
He's been
apartments.
doing a whole round.
The part where it was like
Asian guy pull up on me.
The whole feet thing, and then he mentions like, yo, so there I saw something like your feet.
Yeah.
So it's like that was kind of like, oh shit, like
She should be sending feet pics if she attracted that many ghosts.
she's got all the ghosts on her feet.
All the ghosts on her
Oh,
feet.
she's got pretty feet.
Yeah.
All right, let's
Oh, what?
see. Now these are like from Take the Mic. All right, let's see what this is.
Okay.
About 20 years ago, I was teaching one of my cousins how to drive, and it was about 10 p.m. When he was about to start the car, an old lady came out of nowhere dressed in all white gown and started banging on the car. And on the front window, my cousin started freaking out, and I just stepped on the gas, and the lady moved out the way. I had him go down the block and make a right so I can take over and drive, since he didn't know what he was doing. We were freaking out, but the curiosity got the best of us to see who that was. So I drove back to where we saw her, and there was no sign of her. I kept driving around and still nothing. So I parked and got out the car and noticed that the front of the car and hood had bloody handprints. Sounds like
It sounds like you hit her, bro.
It could be that she was an old lady that probably someone hit her before.
Yeah.
and she needed help, and you guys ditched her.
bro.
That's fucked up.
Okay, but I'm not gonna lie, bro. Old lady need to stop walking
Yeah.
at
I've
night.
seen this. I've heard of this. There's a famous street where there's this one stop sign.
Where the car gets pushed by itself?
Yeah, and there's handprints on the wheel or on the car.
In San Antonio, the ghost kids.
The ghost kids.
There you
Supposedly,
go.
like, they died, like, in a bus.
Bus that was hit by a train, and if you put like powder, then you can see like fingerprints of them pushing the car away from the tracks.
Yeah.
So you don't
So
get
that is
hit.
something that was, I think, derived out of San Antonio, and I know a couple of cities have that same legend.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So I saw like I don't know if it was like some Mythbusters type like Halloween special where they tested that theory, and it has to do with like just the landscape of how the land looks. It's just like an illusion with the landscape.
Optical
An
illusion.
optical illusion with the landscape where the hill, it's actually like the hill is actually going down.
Yeah.
But the way the landscape and background looks, it makes it look like it's uphill.
Yeah.
So if you put it on neutral, the car is naturally going downhill, but because of the landscape in the back, it looks like it's going down, but it's actually, I mean, it's going.
We have that here. It's Gravity Hill. There's several Gravity Hills. I know there's one by Kegel Canyon that's like that, where people are like, no, there's ghosts there. I'm like, it's just an optical illusion.
But what about the fingerprints?
I know, the fingerprints. that could be something that was already on the car.
Yeah, and then exactly. They just dusted it off.
I have fingerprints on my car, and I know it's from me or my husband. I have paw prints because of my dogs. And so it's just there. It's kind of hard to say.
All right, let's do two more. See, I saw the keyword here, exorcist. So let's see what this says. When my sisters and I were small, we were watching The Exorcist, and after the movie was over, something terrifying happened to us.
Oh, wow.
We had an old school stereo system, and that shit turned on by itself and started changing channels by itself. And the creepy part is, my sister had throw a pillow at it, and everything completely shut off. We ran outside when this happened, and to make it worse, we had a upstairs neighbor that was a bruja, and we would hear her at night yelling like if someone was hurting her, saying to stop and screaming to the top of her lung. I have plenty more stories that are disturbing.
Nah, she was getting fucked.
I know I was gonna say she was a freak.
It's
She was a freak.
already like The Exorcist. And then it's always a woman who's screaming, and it's automatically a bruja.
Yeah.
Could be night terrors.
Yeah, it could be night terrors.
It could be night terrors. Let's think about that.
Dude,
But also, like, is there something up in the house that it's now trying to communicate with them? Those are things that we need to dive deeper into. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, when the stories do get a little scary, I look at that school and I get a little scared.
Yeah, the school low-key scares me.
It scares me out a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
It's gonna turn and look at you.
Yeah, I don't know why the fuck I decided to get that today. I even like contemplated texting you.
It's gonna scare the fuck out of me if I go out to get water. It's gonna be chilling there.
I'm gonna ask you to like sneak into your house and I'm gonna start moving that thing around at night.
Imagine I put a blanket over it, and
it's gonna be gone?
It's gonna be gone, and it's gonna be standing in the.
The blanket's gonna be on you.
Now you wake
scary.
up, it has a fresh cup of coffee and a cigar.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this last
You
one.
like last night, Saul? I thought it was a dream.
It was a wet dream. All right, last one.
Damn.
This happened in San Diego back in 2018. I was celebrating mine and my friend's birthday with a handful of my friends. We had gotten an Airbnb by the beach, which is where the ghost sighting takes place. On our first night there, we went to check out the beach around 12 in the morning. It was completely empty besides all 8 of us. We had walked up and down the beach for about an hour, and we never saw anyone else there. When it was time to head back, we noticed that there was a silhouette of a person sitting on a pile of sand. We didn't think much of it, but we failed to realize that we never saw anyone walking around. The next night after sightseeing, we decided to hit the beach again. This time it was around 10, and again the beach was empty. While walking towards the beach, we saw the exact same silhouette on the same person on the same spot from the night before. We figured we let them be, and we just went out on our way. On our way back, we noticed that the person was gone. We never saw anyone enter or leave the beach besides us. On our last night there, after going out for some drinks, we decided to hit the beach one last time. It was around 3 in the morning and the beach was completely empty. We hung out for a bit and then decided to head back to get some rest before heading back home. While we were walking, we noticed the same silhouette on the same spot again. This time, we were curious to see who or what it was. We decided to check it out. But we chickened out last minute. Back home, one of our friends told his mom about what happened, and she said that it was good we didn't mess with it, because it could have been the spirit of a person that could have drowned at sea. That one depends how you look at it. You know?
Yeah, it does. Like, well, describe the person. They were sitting there. Could be someone who just loves to sit on the beach. Was this person glowing? Was he or she or they see through?
I like how the guys like they think they can see the entire beach.
Yeah.
Like, how small was this beach if that's the case? Yeah, like.
I mean, yeah, there are ghost stories attached to beaches. There are, but they have a unique element to it. You know, dive deeper into the history of the beach. Just have people claim to see this so-called person sitting there.
Yeah, true. It's everyone's got their
So, did you ever tell a story about when you went to go get ice cream?
Actually, I was thinking about that because one of the stories reminded me. I'll tell you this. This is like the scariest story that has ever happened to me, and I want to see what you think.
Okay.
All right. So, let's see. Where do we start?
Do the serious voice again. So I was getting ice cream
with my 2 homegirls.
It was a Tuesday night.
It was a rainy Tuesday night.
It was a rainy, cold Tuesday night on a November evening. My friends Ashley and Annette, they called me on a random night. It was 9 p.m. They're like, Saul, you want to go get some Rite Aid ice cream? And I was like, sure, why not? You know, we're sophomore year, spontaneous, it's fun. So we're like, yeah. So they picked me up. My friend picked me up in her, it's like a old rusted Chevy truck. It's with an old type of radio. So it was her in the driver's seat, my friend Ashley in the passenger, and I was in the back seat. And we go to Rite Aid. It's like 9:30 at this time, and we're the only car there. We park in the parking lot like nothing happened. And then we go to Rite Aid and get some other ice cream because I have Thrifty's ice cream, and right. Thrifty's fire. So we're like, yeah. So we get the ice cream, and now we're walking around Rite Aid. And while walking around Rite Aid, we go to a toy section. And at the toy section, have you seen the movie Paranormal Activity, the marked ones?
Oh yeah.
You know how their Ouija board is the Simon Says toy?
Yeah.
So we found the exact same toy at Rite Aid, and I was like, guys, look, it's just like the one from the Paranormal Activities. And then so I started messing with it. I was like, are there any ghosts here? And I was like, nothing was happening. And then I was just saying bunch of things to the thing, and nothing was happening. I'm like, oh, whatever, this doesn't work. So we finished walking around Thrifty's Rite Aid. And by the way, this Rite Aid was so outdated. It looked like it hasn't been renovated in years. It looked like you walk in and you're like in the 80s. And even the radio was like very like rusty. It was interesting. And then so we go back into the truck. We parked in the middle of the parking lot for some reason. Like we didn't even park in the front. We parked in the middle of the parking lot. No other car. And there's a full moon. That literally the moon is the only thing like lighting the parking lot. And we're just there eating ice cream. My friend Annette, driver, Ashley in the passenger, and I'm in the back. And then because it's nighttime, we're like, let's start saying scary stories. So we're going scary. We're sharing our scary stories. I said my scary story. My friend Ashley said her scary story. Now my friend Annette is saying her scary story. And her scary story is people were messing with the Ouija board, like her uncles or something was messing with the Ouija board, and that they started getting possessed. And literally at the climax of her story, when she was talking about the possession going on in her story, the radio of her truck turned on and it started It's just this how it sounded. It was just like a bunch of crazy, like it was we couldn't figure out what the radio was saying, but it was like it was loud. It just like and then my friend Annette looked at her phone because it was connected to her phone. She drops her phone and she screams and starts crying. And then now me and my friend Ashley are looking at each other freaked out because this just the radio. First the radio freaked us out because it was super loud and it was speaking in tongue. And now my friend Annette, she's crying. She dropped her phone and now she's telling us, guys, we have to pray. Like we have to pray right now. And now me and my friend Ashley are like, what the fuck? Okay, yeah. So we just start grabbing. We hold each other's hands and we start praying. And then we calm down. And then my friend Annette was like, guys, I swear to you, I swear. When I looked at my phone to see what was playing or to at least pause what it was, it said where the music is playing, it said, the devil is yelling. And she was like, guys, look, she went on her Spotify search. She searched it up, nothing. She didn't have any song like that. She went on her Apple. She had nothing of that nature. And we're just like, what the fuck is going on? And when she was explaining that, at the exact same moment, in this empty parking lot, Rite Aid, it's like 10:30. A random nun walks right in front of the truck, like shoulder width. Like she literally walks, like her shoulder can touch the hood of the truck. She walks right in the front.
Oh, hell no.
And she walks away. And we're like, freak. We didn't even say anything. We just turned on the truck and dipped. And we're like, where did this nun, because there's no church nearby. It's 10:30 at night. And it just so happened that this nun comes right when this whole scary stuff was happening.
Ooh. Did
So,
you see the nun's face?
nah, actually, I can't remember her face because it was a side view. She just walked sideways.
What if she was
I
just
remember
chilling?
her nose.
What if she was really just chilling, walking? She was getting her exercise in.
If you're gonna throw the car over on her and shit.
Yeah, so that was the scariest thing that's ever happened to us. And it crazy because it happened to 3 of us at the exact same time. And if I get Asher and Annette, they'll tell you the exact same story because it just like haunted us for so long.
So she had relatives that were playing with a Ouija board, right?
Yeah.
Were they playing with a Ouija board in their house or was it somebody else's house?
I think it was their house.
Okay. Have they ever had any problems in the past in regards to that house or any other experiences prior to that instance?
I'm not so sure.
Okay. Could it be like it's one of those things like the fear and having an impact on the environment where we're actually culminating, they played with the Ouija board, but what you had in the car was a Simon Says. So how is that different from a Ouija board?
Yeah.
How is that different from me holding my phone and asking questions?
Yeah.
So it's always this like mindset of like it's the Ouija board. It's that. Could it be us having that impact?
I think Saul's just haunted.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Or could it be? Let's get weirder. Could it be something that wanted to fuck with you around there? Could it be something that was around that area, or maybe connected to that one specific thrifty?
Yeah.
That wanted to really mess with you. What people fail to think is like, it's demons. It's demonic. Well, how come you guys are still living if it was that
I like that.
dangerous?
I like that.
Because I'm built different.
If you're an asshole in the living, you could be an asshole in death.
Mm-hmm.
Just fuck with people?
You could. I
That'd be me as a
investigated a place where there's this this house was owned by a very rude and mean old man, and his spirit was still there, and he was just a dick.
Really?
We caught EVPs of him just being snarky and salty, and he would just like do things just to piss you off. Like he would just move things out of the way, lock doors to lock you in rooms. Like he was just an asshole.
Yeah.
Dick.
But this was a mean ghost, right? But it wasn't a demon.
We don't know. What happened afterwards?
For all we know, that could be a
For
real
my
nun.
story?
Yeah, what happened to all of you guys after that occurrence?
Nothing.
We don't know where those 2 girls are.
Yeah, I've never seen them since.
Oh.
They've been missing.
Bought candy from the thrifty, had drugs.
We just
nun.
went back home. Nothing ever happened. Like we just drove home.
So it didn't follow you. There you go.
But my house used to be haunted.
Oh, there you
actually.
go.
Yeah.
Could it be something that could have been attached to you? There are things that we
hope
can
not.
carry. And that's another thing too. I have been a part of seances in haunted places, and I've had psychics tell me, I'm not picking up anything in this house. I'm picking up spiritual shit that people are bringing in. they're bringing in dead dogs, they're bringing in dead loved ones, dead coworkers, and he's calling them out. Like, he's like, who's this guy with the bike? And you see this guy breaking down in tears. Oh, that was my former coworker. And I'm like, is that the reason why we were doing an EVP in the room? And after you left, things just quieted down? And the psychic's like, yeah, he's like messing with you. And I mean, when this group of people left that house, you felt like the house was empty. Like, it was only like 6 of them, but you felt like there was probably triple the amount in there.
Oh, wow.
What are we embodying? What are we truly carrying with ourselves? Is it us that is manipulating these things to happen because of fear and because of our beliefs? Is it our idiomotor skills? Is it something that we ourselves are sensitive to and able to be a conduit to? Those are things that we have to ask each other. And I think the thing that we lack is having these actual decent conversations that we don't bring in our biases, our beliefs. Like, let's talk about what really is paranormal, because when we sit down in an empty, quiet room and notice the things that are happening, is it actually really normal then paranormal? During the pandemic, people were stuck in homes and noticing
just the little creaks and things of the
houses.
houses.
But people were actually, there is a writer with LA Times who interviewed someone that was like, so I was let go from my job and I would wake up at 6 the same time, have coffee in my kitchen, and there's a man in a uniform in my kitchen. Of course, I never noticed him because I was always running out to work.
Yeah.
And it turned out that the man owned that house, the man in the uniform. So this whole time, what was paranormal was actually normal and occurring.
Oh,
great.
Gotcha.
So here we are with our shared reality.
Yeah.
And this is
coexisting.
No, but yeah, it's coexisting. But this is the discussions that we lack and we don't have on YouTube, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Well, we're changing
Up until
that
this
today. Changing that today. You mentioned... What happened?
Can I say one real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
Ask the ghost, bro.
I'm thirsty, dude.
Today all we do is ask ghost things.
Yeah. So you mentioned earlier, you mentioned pet spirits. So pets.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Oh, yeah.
That's a real, like, pets carry the...
There's an investigator back in the 19th century called, I think his name is Timothy O'Sullivan, and he wrote a book called Ghost Pets, or Animal Ghosts.
Animal Ghost?
It's an actual book dating back to the 19th century of accounts, full-on accounts of people having been visited by the ghost of their pets, talking like cats, dogs, ostriches.
Ostriches, that's cool.
Turtles, like everything, reptiles. But these are actual accounts that he just like collected from people, and people claim like, no, my pets come back and visit. And I even have a video of a woman who like showed me a bed of where her dog used to sleep. And she's like, I made my bed. And this is a week after my, poor, dog passed away. And I came back and you see paw prints all over the bed. She's like, that was my only dog. He passed a week ago. And look at my bed. Like, this is unexplainable.
Yeah.
Wow.
But our pets always come back. I am a firm, staunch believer. Our loved ones, even our pets, come back.
I 100% believe that because my dog just passed away.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Just wait.
Oh no, I feel.
They come.
I feel so happy now because
they come back.
He comes back a lot in my dreams. I see him a lot in my dreams.
That could be another ability you have. Like, hey, I'm gonna talk to you in your dream. Like, I know you're gonna be better off that way.
Yeah.
And that's so special. Even my mom lost her dog a year ago and she still hears her. She hears the little tags.
Yeah.
And my mom is, of sound mind and body. And she's a bit of a skeptic. She's like, no, I heard Chloe. I heard the little dingling of the tags always at the same time. And that was the same time she would crawl into bed with me and she still would hear it. So
I believe that. One time I was editing, this was already after my dog passed away.
Aww.
And I heard my dog breathing right behind me.
I've heard that too.
And I turned around and like nothing was there, but it literally, I remember I was editing and I heard it. And then I was like, it was probably one noise. It's going to go away. So I was kind of paying attention. Then I heard the breathing again, and I was like, "What the heck?" And it literally sounded exactly like whenever he wants something, he goes like, like he does that.
Aww.
And I heard that, and I was like,
he wants your attention.
Yeah. And then so at first I was like, I'm just hearing things, but then I heard it again.
Yeah.
And I was like, "What the heck?" So I thought that was super dope, but then it goes back to the Warrens. I didn't trust it. I was like, "What if it's a demon trying to trick me.
You would know by now if it is. Like, that's the thing. It's a long list of things. These things, from what I was told by this priest, it takes its time. It's not sitting in the car in a thrifty. The cases that they go towards are the cases that are very glacial. Like, it breaks you down slowly.
Yeah.
It's not immediate. So when he said that, I was like, it makes sense. But yeah, in terms of our animal spirits, like, they always do come back. I've heard stories of smells. Like, dude, I smelled my dog's fart.
My dog used to smell like Doritos.
Yeah.
It sounds like I smell Doritos.
So I was told, leave a treat for them.
That's why, I don't know if you noticed, but right there we have his treat.
Yeah, so they love that. Leave a treat, leave a glass of water, and you'd be surprised.
Dang, that's cool. No, it makes me feel really good. Because whenever I do miss him, like, he comes in my dreams.
That's a bond.
That
is a bond. I know mine is going to come back. I'm going to smell her in every sense of the word when she comes back. I told her, you're going to haunt me.
My dog's going to fucking haunt me. My dog's like
your dog's going to be a demon. Your dog's going to be a zombie dog from World War II.
My dog and I were just kind of like roommates. Like, I've known him for 14 years and whatever. But he's kind of just like, just kind of like, we're cool with each other, but we don't have that bond like he did with his dog.
Yeah.
Sydney,
I think
my dog's gonna come and just fuck with me, huh?
Most likely.
Yeah, my dog's gonna
bite you.
My dog's gonna come with me and like not let me sleep like he does now, barking randomly at 3 a.m, 4 a.m.
Yes.
That's cool. That's a good way. Cause my dog's old too, so
those are the most common accounts I get. When you have the Past the Fright, I get people who send me stories about their loved ones and their pets coming back. That is a common occurrence. So I believe that.
I like that one, to be honest. Even though, but how about
what?
I was gonna say, since we're in the IE, actually, the Changeling. You mentioned Changeling was one of your favorite movies. It literally happened like this city.
Is that the chicken one?
Yeah, the chicken coop murders.
No. So the Changeling was 1981. So this is not with Angelina Jolie.
Oh, is it a different movie?
So you have to watch this because it has one of the most iconic horror scenes. Have you ever seen like spoofs in movies, and especially in Scary Movie, the red ball? Don't.
Oh yeah.
That's from The Changeling of 1981.
Oh, okay.
They got it from that movie. That is the most iconic horror scene. It is about a musician who moves into the country after the terrible passing of his wife and daughter. He moves into this mansion, and slowly he's being haunted by a child spirit who he finds out, I don't want to give spoilers away, but it turns into this massive like rabbit hole of finds. There's a scene of a burning wheelchair that's trying to kill him and his, other romantic partner. And there's scenes with a little boy ghost and the ball falling down the stairs. Like, it's a really good horror film, and it's really iconic, and I highly recommend that you watch it.
Okay, I definitely check that out.
Definitely.
So for we have a Halloween special coming up where we're gonna go ghost vibing.
Yes.
Oh, we're gonna do that?
Yeah, but that's gonna be on Patreon. So if you guys don't have Patreon, definitely get Patreon.
I want to go ghost vibing with you guys.
Yeah,
yeah.
I wanted to ask you too because I feel like you'd be a huge professional to help us out.
The entire time we went, that first time we kept trying to scare each other. More.
They made me go under the. They were like, "You won't go under the bridge." I did go under the bridge.
So yeah,
that was a weird vibe.
You came back screaming and we all ran.
Yeah, I scared. I started yelling and everyone just started yelling and running away.
We weren't scared. We actually were.
Yeah, but everyone just ran away.
No, the whole plan was just to leave you there.
Yeah,
we told you to go over there and we literally started running.
You guys are bullies.
he thought he was having fun.
Yeah, he thought he scared us. We were actually running away so we would leave him.
Now you can imagine, like, if they were to pass, how they'll come back as ghosts.
You guys are fucking assholes.
He gets possessed. Like, we're like, where's Cesar? He's like fucking floating and shit.
I'm like on top of the fucking bridge already.
But since it is Halloween season, and I feel like a lot of our viewers are gonna want to experiment with some spooky stuff, what are some tips or word of advice for the people who go out there ghost hunting?
Don't spend thousands of dollars on equipment. Like, that's the thing that pisses me off about a lot of these hunters. They spend all this money and they don't know how to use it. And when I've asked people who own this equipment, how does it work? They can never give me a definitive answer. So don't feel like you have to go out and buy the SLS camera, which I don't like personally, because when it was a part of the Microsoft Xbox, it had a lot of faulties and a lot of false positives.
Yeah.
And a lot of really seasoned professionals, especially parapsychologists, are like, we don't like that either.
On the Kinect?
Yeah, when it was a part of the Kinect.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
It had a lot of glitches, and no one can tell me if those glitches were fixed. So we don't know what's truly manifesting in front of us through the screen.
Yeah, because I remember I thought we had a ghost at one point because I was playing that thing and it was like a fighting game.
Yeah.
And somehow 2 players appeared. I was fighting myself.
You're
I was fighting
your
my demons,
Yeah.
bro. It was
It
weird.
could possibly be something else, or it could have been something like a glitch.
It was
but
the glitch, yeah,
but a lot of
definitely the
people were
glitch.
like, well, it's reading the couch. It's telling me that the couch is part of the game now.
Yeah.
So that's that. But honestly, like, do your research. Just make sure you have the okay to go into these places. Don't trespass. I've seen people and heard people get arrested.
Did we trespass that day?
No, we
didn't trespass.
tried. We were going to, and we saw a cop kept lingering.
That was the Downey.
yeah,
Yeah,
we're
that's
trying to go to
like
the cemetery.
literally that can cost you as an investigator $600 for
Yeah,
trespassing.
we were gonna go inside the Downey.
Insane-
the
The insane asylum, but I know
Insane
that's not the
asylum?
correct
Ooh, I heard
wording.
about that.
yeah, but
Yeah.
there is cops roaming around. So.
Yeah,
You gotta
it's
be
super packed now.
careful.
$600 though?
You can pay. I ain't paying.
You
that.
I mean,
can
just
find
just like a
someone-
crackhead, and then if you get caught, they just
You
kind of
can
kick you
find
out.
someone who's like running it and possibly offer them some sort of payment, a donation.
Donation.
Shout out in the
Shout
video.
out. What's up, guys? Make sure this video is brought to you by the Downey Insane Asylum.
Do your research.
That's broken
Number
down.
2 is do your research. I've heard people on videos call the Queen Mary the Titanic.
Oh wow!
Wow.
Yeah, guys, the RMS
huge
Titanic is
YouTuber.
actually on.
A huge YouTuber?
It was a
Like-
huge YouTuber called the
Oh,
Queen
God.
Mary the
Oh, my
We're in the
goodness.
Titanic. And I'm like, oh no, he didn't say that.
My God.
Oh,
Is the
God.
Queen Mary haunted?
It is.
Yeah.
let's go
So
to Titanic then.
I've had that place is very interesting because I don't believe in the legend. It was owned by Disney at one point, and room B1 is it 340 was used as part of their attraction. So they brought in engineers to manipulate the haunts in that room. And it's proven that half of those engineer tools are still in that room.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So that legend is false.
Yeah.
That was a part of Disney. But I have a picture here too, if you want me to show you, of what my friend caught during a paranormal tour. And they caught a full body apparition of this thing coming out of the engine room.
Imagine how creepy it must be. You know how when they do the mazes every year?
Bro.
Mm-hmm.
When you're one of the scares, you're like alone in this dark little area.
Right? I feel like the scares
I
get
feel
more
like the,
scared than
the scares are more scared than the actual people.
It is really, yeah, it's if you really look into the history, many people died on this ship.
On the Titanic?
No, Queen. Oh, yes, Titanic. Yes.
Well, here's one from a listener of my podcast. She forwarded me this. I'm going to show you the original photograph and then the zoomed in, and you can tell me what you guys see.
the Queen Mary used to be a where they used to hold. Used to be a.
Okay.
You don't see it?
On the guy's head? Like the dad?
The
dad or
guy's
whatever?
head. So she was like,
I wanna
that
see it.
dude.
Oh, he wasn't there?
He wasn't there.
Oh, fuck. You didn't see the dad between the 2 little girls?
I thought it was just a
no
normal,
fucking way.
I thought it was just a normal picture.
No fucking way.
I did too.
Oh, yeah.
I hate that I can't turn around and look at
it.
Wasn't the Queen Mary an old warship?
It was.
It was
It
turned.
was-
It was not a warship at first, but was turned into
turned
a
into-
warship.
It was turned to transport military
Soldiers, yeah.
soldiers.
Soldiers, right? Or it was like just regular soldiers.
Regular our soldiers, yeah.
Okay,
Yes,
yeah,
that's-
yeah.
yeah.
I saw him right away.
We didn't see it. We didn't see
Why does he look like? Why does he look like? He looks like.
He looks like my tío Felipe.
No,
I'm not
what
gonna
was that
lie.
actor's name? Adrian Brody, or what's his name? The one who plays he's in The Pianist.
The pianist.
Yeah, Adrian Broner.
I don't
Is it
know.
him? I don't know. He looks like that.
The thing with me and like scary tourist attractions, like when I feel like I have to pay for like a ghost tour, I don't think it's real. Cause like it doesn't.
Well, a lot
Like,
of
they're
places,
monetizing off of
it's
it?
not like I think a lot of people just try to monetize off of it because like it
You
could
think the
have
ghosts get mad?
No, it could have
Like,
stuff.
where's
but,
my
I mean,
cut?
People are just like, oh, look, this is a pretty easy buck to make.
Yeah. I mean, it is a tourist attraction. Like, it really is. And they do make money. And I know that they've gone through so many financial decisions that has most likely led up to it being closed. So I know a company did purchase it and they are going to try to open it again. So it is salvaged. It will be salvaged. But yeah, like every other like haunted place, there's going to be capitalism.
Yeah.
Like if you own a spot that's known to be haunted, and
Yeah.
of course you're gonna want to. You know what? Like I want to profit. off of this.
Monetize this ghost.
Yeah, like yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like you have to like rig it to like be fake. I'm just saying like if there's counts of stuff being like that and it's famous, and you own that property, then why not just have a tour?
Yeah.
Where you'd be
Plus
like,
with the
where you
upkeep.
could tell the tour, like
People
the history of
will
the
pay.
you can have the history of the building told through someone who's a what do you call them?
Tour guide.
Tour guide.
Yeah.
Like, oh, in this room, this was used for this and that, and
Wait,
back in the day, someone did die. Name was blah 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 blah. A whole history, the
Like a
whole
museum,
thing.
more of a museum type.
It's not a
vibe.
museum. It's just there's a lot of
Exactly.
places are like that. They have a tour guide where they have these haunted spots and they
Yeah.
tell
Yeah,
you
the Winchester
the
Mansion.
the
Oh, yeah,
Winchester
that's
Mansion,
here up north.
Waverly Hills
The
Sanatorium, all this
Mission
stuff.
Inn is
The
a
Mission
really
Inn,
good
yeah.
example.
The Mission
Someone
Inn.
just recently, just to add to their
It was
ghost
what,
list,
2-3 months ago.
someone just died. Someone like fell off the balcony.
Yeah,
The
that's
Mission
what I
Inn?
heard at
Yeah.
the Mission.
That was about 2-3 months
I
ago.
think like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, they like
by
to, or people like to sell the place of it having catacombs. And the couple that used to do the ghost tours in the tunnels, there's a difference between tunnels and catacombs. They have confirmed there's no catacombs because the Mission Inn was never a mission. And the man that owned it was Frank Miller, and he had dressed people up to make it look like there was some sort of like mission religious influence.
Capitalist.
Well, Riverside used to be predominantly white.
Yeah.
And you had Frank Miller and the Huntingtons. Huntingtons were the reasons why we have like that path that leads to Mount Rubidoux.
Oh, okay.
So when people are like, I did the video of Riverside, like the
Yeah.
most haunted place, people are like, no, there are catacombs. I'm like, so you saw dead bodies? They're like, no.
Yeah, right. That's what a catacomb
That's
is.
it's an underground cemetery. They're like, no, but I was in a tunnel. I'm like, did you see dead bodies?
Yeah.
Skulls and stuff, yeah.
But the people who used to lead the tours, I was like, tell me the truth. Is it true? It's a catacombs. They're like, no, because there was no mission here. There's nothing here. It's just tunnels. It's just a legend that like got passed down. It was a game of telephone, and people were like, no, there's catacombs. It was never a mission to begin with.
bamboozled.
Frank Miller did some very shady things to bring people into the Mission Inn.
Yeah.
He used people as props, First Native or Nations people as props.
The I believe, and it's crazy how everything connects, but the Black Dahlia, the mother of the Black Dahlia, no, I think the grandmother or the grandmother, the grandmother or the mother of the Black Dahlia, she so she was adopted by, I believe, like a white family or a black, I forgot what it
Go straight
was.
into your house.
But anywho, I forgot how it goes. This door's distracting me. But 1 second, I think it's my cousin. Yeah.
A ghost.
Yo. So I'm trying to remember this story. Okay, so I forgot, I can't somehow it's connected to Black Dahlia, right? I'm not gonna say where's the connection at, but so someone in that story, the Black Dahlia, was adopted because it was a white girl. She had sex with a black guy and she was gonna be pregnant with a mixed baby, and that was so frowned upon back then. So she asked this black lady to adopt the kid, and she met that black lady at the Mission Inn in Riverside.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because she met him at the restroom, and that's where they met. And then that's how like the Black Dahlia kind of got it started, because she grew up thinking her whole life she was black, but she was actually white. But because her family was black, but it's because her mom gave her for adoption at one of those at a restroom at the Mission Inn.
Oh, I've never heard of that story.
There's a crazy podcast, and honestly, I recommend it now, especially since it's Halloween time. It's I literally.
Oh, the one you showed me.
Yeah, I remember we listening
About the whole Black Dahlia
the whole
story.
Black Dahlia, and that's where they talk about the Mission Inn too. Remember the name of it? Fuck, I had it right here.
There's Steve Hodel. I think it's
Steve Hodel, yeah.
He used to work for LAPD. He was a private detective, but his father was the doctor.
Yeah,
murder,
he's the son of who is now considered the actual killer.
Yeah,
There it is.
and then
The root of evil.
The root of evil.
Oh yeah, that's a good podcast. Yeah, that's a good podcast.
Yeah,
really, really good series.
the Black
They
Dahlia.
really dig into a lot of stories. Okay. I've been so burnt out with the Black Dahlia stories. Like I'm like, yes, I've heard it so many times. And I've heard so many places in Hollywood of people claim to see the Black Dahlia. I'm like, she's been around. Yeah, of course. It's like going to Vegas. People seeing Elvis everywhere.
Or Marilyn Monroe.
We're talking about, it's crazy how like you grew up with, this dad who like had parties all the time.
Yeah.
And had people over, and then you grow up, and then you're like, oh my god, my dad's a fucking killer.
Dad is a killer. I think he even claimed that his dad could have possibly been the Zodiac killer too.
Really?
Oh, wow.
They
I think
haven't
I heard
caught the
that. Yeah, I
Zodiac
think I
yet.
heard that. Yeah.
I didn't hear that one. That's wild.
So there's a lot of claims. Yeah, it's like we'll never know. They've gotten close to finding out who really killed Elizabeth Short and other women, because they believe there was a link of was it the lipstick killer and the Black Dahlia killer? Like they're the same person.
Yeah.
So
Wild. This has been an insane podcast.
This glizzy's
This
warm.
episode's been wild. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we do have a Patreon where we do an extra hour.
Yeah.
Would you be interested in doing
Of
that?
course, yeah.
Hell yeah.
You guys heard it here. If you guys want more of this fun, interesting, because I still have way more things to talk
I have
about.
a lot of more questions.
Yeah, so we're gonna continue this on Patreon. So make sure to go follow us on Patreon. If you don't know what Patreon is, it's a website where you can get an exclusive content every Friday, like this episode you're about to hear next. And you can also, merch is already on sale.
Yeah, go buy that merch.
Go get the merch.
Run it up. You have to be in Halloween.
Yeah.
You have to be in.
Don't forget
fucking
when this video
skate.
drops that same Saturday, October 8th.
Yes.
Bring it up, please.
This when this episode drops, October 8th, this same Saturday at 6 p.m. Doors open at 6 p.m.
They open at 5 p.m. They open at 5 p.m.
Get some
We
food.
go on stage. Well, the show starts at 10 p.m.
8
8 p.m.
8 p.m.
I'm sorry, my
This
numbers are
man- okay,
fucked
can
up.
we do it again?
Doors
My numbers
open
are
at
8
5
Doors
p.m.
open at 5.
The show starts at 8.
You can come watch us live at the Pico Rivera Sports Arena. Go get your tickets. Link in the bio.
I might wear the glizzy costume again.
We'll probably we'll take merch.
I'm gonna wear the merch.
You can win merch. You can buy merch. It will be a fun
Hit
time.
that link in the bio. Might
Link in the
buy
bio.
that merch.
Get them tickets. And
By the
Tami-
way, yeah, it's not just the show because the reason why the doors open at 5 is because it's a whole food market.
but that's separate.
No, I'm
It's
just saying.
across.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, but yeah, there's gonna be a bunch of
I'm
stuff.
just saying, if you go hungry,
Yeah,
you won't
there's
be
gonna be a
hungry
bunch of
anymore.
food.
Yeah, you won't
Yeah.
be hungry anymore.
Yeah.
Bring Aaron some churros or something.
Nah, bring me food.
Bring me a
That's
glizzy.
Glizzy. But Tami would appreciate your time. We're so thankful for having you on the show. It was
you.
it was great. What's up?
Can I tell two quick
you like to
stories?
interject?
One story is because it's blowing up right now on Twitter. I don't know if you guys want to quickly hear it.
What is it? Is it?
It's just about the popular YouTubers.
Okay.
Fuck it, real
Fuck
quick,
it,
just
run
real quick.
Okay.
I just want your guys' opinion.
Right when we're doing the ending.
I know.
We're doing the outro.
Because I didn't know you were gonna already outro it. That's why I didn't know. I thought
burning
we
up
were
in
still
this
going.
glizzy.
I thought we were still going. That's why. No, I just want to get your guys' opinion on this because it's blowing up right now.
Uh-huh.
What?
And I thought it was pretty messed up that they fired him. Like I don't know. I could
What
be
happened?
wrong.
Oh, the Try Guys?
The Try Guys.
I heard about
Oh,
it.
no
They
way.
fired Ned, the married one.
Because he cheated on
He
his
cheated
wife.
on his wife. Yeah.
So they
he
fired
was-
him?
So I think this.
he was just trying to-
I just think it's weird as a company because they're. No, I just think it's pretty weird as a company that they fire one of their employees who's been with them from the beginning just because he cheated on his wife. Like that's outside
Did
of
he
his
cheat
life.
or did he try?
No, he already cheated.
No, he tried
cheated.
a different woman.
A different
Oh my
woman.
god.
Was that woman a part
He
of
tried
the company?
and succeeded.
But he still tried.
know.
He's part of the fucking channel.
Oh my god.
Yeah, was she a part of the
My point
company?
is his work life and his
Should be separate.
should be separate from. And I get it. People say like, oh well, he brought his home life to the work life because he was known as
Wasn't that the little cute one?
happy married guy.
Oh,
He would always talk about how he loves his wife and kids and this and that.
I always knew.
But still, it's like that's still
I think
outside of work.
I think that's where he messed up. He brought it into the work.
Yeah.
He merged them.
He merged
And,
Yeah,
and if
'cause
he's
he-
branding himself as
Because that was his brand.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
That's where he fucked
But
up.
would you have fired him even though like that's their homeboy?
If that wasn't his brand,
Would you have fired me, Saul?
if in the podcast,
But
if all
their,
you say
that's
wait,
their
hold on.
best friend.
I know, but in the podcast, if all you say, actually no, yeah, if they're their best friends, I wouldn't. I wouldn't fire Caesar. I'd be like, oh no, that's
That's why
fucked
they're
up.
all best friends. I know they're
Yeah.
also like they're all like
So
they work
t-
together, but they're all
But you
best
know,
friends.
it's
They
the
have to be.
pressure. It's the pressure of Hollywood, of like, wow, you're really
Or is
gonna
it
let
their
him on the
fans?
stage,
Yeah.
because like
It's his brand. He's like I literally said, oh, was he the little cute one that was married?
Yeah,
Like I don't remember
exactly.
him. I don't remember him except for that.
Yeah.
Who owns them? Like, is there a company
They,
or
they own it themselves.
BuzzFeed.
I thought it's,
No, they are away from BuzzFeed.
I think they did.
They
it-
left BuzzFeed years ago.
So they're
Oh,
their
I
own
stopped watching them
entity.
because
They're
of
their
that.
own entity. Yeah, they have their own channel. They made their own company.
I'm
their own company.
wondering because from what I read, like the girl was I think worked like with the.
She's one of the workers that works for them. Yeah.
Yeesh, that's even
Oh,
worse.
okay.
Yeah,
Maybe that's
so
why.
maybe that's why they're like.
Oh, I guess if you cheat on with someone that works in your same company,
tried.
then I
Yeah,
guess
that's HR violations.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah,
Sounds good, baby. I'm
now I
HR.
can see it. But then they're still the bosses though.
Yeah, they still had the
That's
last.
their homie. That's their
Yeah,
best
but
friend.
then employees can sue.
It's
True.
and then it's the way the company's
But the
gonna
thing is
look.
though, that woman, the one that he cheated on her with, is also engaged.
Oh man.
Did she get fired?
I'm pretty sure she got fired.
But I'm wondering too if he had done this with other employees. And
That's what they're
I was
saying.
looking at replies from other workers from the Try Guys company that a lot of people were saying, "Oh, I'm not surprised." Yeah. So a lot of those people working there, a lot of those tweets like they'll be like, "Oop, well, not surprised."
Well, see, there are a lot of things that we don't know.
Yeah,
once again. And
That's still fucked up. He's the homie.
yeah, he had
That's what I'm
probably
saying.
a wandering
I from a point of like fans getting backlash, I get it, but then that's your home. Like he's been your ride or die since you guys started this from the other company. You guys all left together.
You know what
You know how hard it is. You know how hard of a choice that is, where you already had it comfortable at a company that was already paying you
Ginormous
lots of money
company,
for
yeah.
it,
Yeah.
and then you guys all four decided, you know what, we're gonna make our own company that's called Try
But then
Guys.
maybe the homie fucked up because he's like now he put the company at risk.
Yeah.
How did he put it at risk? They're still very popular.
Because his brand is like being loyal and being this.
Yeah.
And
That's what I'm saying.
He fucked up their brand.
Yeah.
That's why I'm gonna be a fuckboy till I die.
Yeah, because if you become
I'm a
loyal,
carrier.
you're fucking up the brand, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
is
Let
what
me bring the
happens when
Ouija
you're-
board to your house, girl.
So do you
a
think
good
it's one.
justifiable
justifiable that they fired him?
I think so.
As a brand, yes. As homies, it's different. Maybe they had a talk. They're like,
Yeah,
yeah,
you
we're
gotta-
homies, but
I
you
think
fucked
it
up
was-
on the brand.
Yeah, it was just business.
Yeah,
It's just
that's
business.
what business and friendships.
Separate. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then another
She
story,
didn't
which is
understand
pretty
that one
fucked
girl.
up. I don't know where exactly
I
this
know,
happened.
it's
I
funny.
forgot where this happened, but this recently happened. A police had a woman handcuffed in the backseat
Oh, I
of her
heard
car
about
the
that.
train.
On the
That's
train
bitch assness
tracks.
of the week.
on the train tracks.
We haven't had a bitch ass this.
Her name was Yareni Rios Gonzalez. She was only 20 years old. The train came because the cop left her there. I guess he left the car. He left on the train track and he walked away. I don't know what he was walking away for.
The train?
No,
He was walking away from the train.
I don't know if he knew the train was coming.
He went back to his car.
Yeah.
That was the issue. Or he went to someone.
No,
her
he was-
car.
He went to her car. He
She
left
was
her on the
on
train.
patrol.
He
Left
left the
her-
police car on the
his
train
car,
tracks,
yeah.
and then went back to her car. And then the train came and hit the car.
Yeah.
9
saw
broken
that.
Yeah,
ribs.
there's a video. I didn't see the video.
Look,
To be honest.
9
I didn't
broken
wanna watch it.
ribs,
Yeah, I didn't
a
watch it
broken
either.
arm, broken teeth, a head, back, and leg injuries, and the cops fled after it happened.
What?
What did the cop get? Paid leave.
He fled? Like, that's like a criminal thing to do. Like, you literally
The
fled.
cop got paid leave. Not fired, not suspended, paid leave.
Oh.
That is
That's a
insane.
big lawsuit now for the police
I'm glad
department
she's
and
like.
the city.
I'm glad she didn't die though. Like,
I'm
you got hit by a
surprised.
fucking train, dude.
Yeah.
I mean,
Nah, that's
That
a
is-
huge
I want to meet
bag.
her.
Right?
Yeah, I'm like, seriously, like, how did you survive?
That's
Like,
crazy
the
'cause-
worst thing I think is her broken like teeth. Like,
No. Let me read it again. 9 broken ribs,
Okay.
a broken arm, broken teeth, head, back, and leg injuries.
Yeah.
The whole body
I
was
feel like
fucked.
the back is gonna be the worst. Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
she.
Imagine having 9
was,
broken ribs.
And she's young.
Yeah, she's
gonna
young,
have
though.
a lot of issues
Yeah.
growing up.
Oh
poor
my
thing.
god.
Damn, that's.
Oh my gosh.
I know. There's a
So
video, but I did not
sad.
want to see the video.
No, I don't wanna
No,
watch
you don't
it.
want to see it. It's
Yeah.
really bad.
Is it from the inside of the camera?
No, it's from the outside.
outside? But I'm sure they have an inside cam. That
Yeah, they have an
Oh.
inside camera where you see her just.
like
I'm
I
pretty
said,
sure the camera can't catch everything because it
like I
fucks
said,
up.
the living scare me more than
Yeah.
the dead.
Yeah, what the fuck? He
I'm
left.
telling you.
He literally, he probably fled and called the cops. He was like, "Hey, someone got hit."
But with that note, I have a scary video for us to react to.
Oh no.
Forgot about this.
Yes,
It's
come
a
on. We
jump
got at least
scare.
every week we got react to
Nah,
a scary video.
It's
We
not a
have
jump.
to.
It's not a jump
Okay,
scare.
good, I can't
but
do those.
It's
Oh
pretty
my God.
creepy.
You gotta make sure you get a creepy video every week.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
have to. We
That's
have
what
to
I'm
do
doing,
this.
bro. That's what I'm doing. What
Well,
are you doing?
You were about to
What are
end the
you
whole
doing?
podcast without even doing it.
I totally forgot about it. I even had it
Oh,
written down.
now you're welcome.
I
I
had
brought
to
the
leave.
try guys
Stop,
now.
guys.
huh?
Stop. I don't want when you guys end up like Ned.
Uh-oh.
All right, check this one out. Can I make this a bigger screen?
I can't turn around and look at. I didn't look at him the whole podcast today.
All right.
Usually when I talk, I like look at you guys, but I can't today.
Check this out.
I can't really even see our guest because Sydney's in there.
Check it out. Check it out.
Yeah, it's still there.
Okay. What's happening with the lights? Because I'm looking.
The lights are
hallway, and I can't see I literally see nothing.
the lights are off right now. Oh, it just moved. It just moved.
No, it did not.
It just
Don't tell me
moved.
that.
It just moved.
I just heard a weird fucking noise. Please don't tell me that as you said that.
Dude, it just moved.
Where should we be looking?
Right
Oh.
there.
Oh, what the fuck?
Let's run it back.
Run it back. I was looking at every single room, but
All right,
except that one.
it's which one is it?
First, second, third, fourth floor.
Yeah.
Which one?
there.
Here?
What's happening with the lights? Because I'm looking.
The lights are-
Where I lost it. Where
And
is
I
it?
can't see I literally see
Is it
nothing.
The lights
Oh,
are
right
off
there.
right now.
You see that?
Oh, it just
Wait,
moved.
can you
It
point
just
out-
moved.
can you point out again?
It just moved.
Which
just
which
moved.
one?
Look right here. Look right here.
middle
You
one.
see this figure?
Oh,
It's right there and then it moves.
Dude, it
watch.
just moved.
No,
The lights are off right now. I just moved.
There it is.
Yeah.
It moved.
I can't see
The reason why I wasn't looking at that window is because when it shows the picture at the end.
Wait, let me see.
When it shows the picture at the end, it has brighter lights. Cause right there it's dark as fuck.
Right here, you see this
The
figure?
lights are off right now. I just moved. It just moved.
Tough.
It just moved. It just moved.
So watch. Wait till let it play. Let it play.
Please don't tell me that.
Watch when it shows the
Dude,
picture.
it just moved.
So it's right there, that little black dot.
The lights are off right now. I just moved. It just moved. It just moved. It just moved. Dude, it just moved.
Is the guy he's talking
See,
to?
look, when he posts the picture, it's bright as fuck. But when you see the,
Ah,
the lights are off. That's weird.
Real or fake? What do you
Yeah,
think?
that
you're
is
right.
true.
You're right. You're right.
That's
This
why I wasn't
doesn't.
looking at that
Yeah.
fucking window.
Or maybe that's
And
just a
of
different
course, it has
picture.
to have freaking horns.
Yeah, and this is. Yeah, you're
Or
great point.
maybe when he took the picture, it's because he saw something and the
then he
lights were
started
on, and then when the
recording.
guy turned the lights off, they're like, yo.
Yeah.
How do you know
I
to
think
record
so.
there?
Exactly.
Because there's a guy inside, he's saying like,
Yeah, the
yo,
guy inside.
Okay.
he probably said the 4th floor. He's like, bro, I'm here. I don't see shit.
And then when he
And
mentioned
he's
that,
saying, and when the thing moved, he's like, dude, don't tell me that because I just heard something.
yeah.
okay.
So
See, I'm very skeptical. I'm like probably the most skeptical person that exists.
tough. It's
Even
tough.
even the whole
Yeah.
dog visiting thing, I was like,
Yeah.
so that I'm like,
No, and it's good to have a healthy dose of skepticism, but we've talked about this in other groups and conventions too, that investigators have brought up the fact that it's harder now to go through evidence
yeah.
because of how advanced apps and programs are. People can easily manipulate this and call it paranormal. There is a famous UFO picture from 1957 that people are like, this is legit. This is proof, which there is a difference between proof and evidence.
yeah,
And the gentleman that took a picture promised everyone up and down, yeah, I captured this. I saw it. I grabbed my photograph and it's a flying saucer. And it turned out on his deathbed, he told his children and everybody that he faked it. He's like, I just used this mirror and I put a button. And I used this picture and I used the reflection of this picture against this mirror and took the picture. And this is what it came out to be.
Damn.
So ever since 1957, we were brought up with this photograph that they existed when they really didn't in this picture. So,
damn.
Wow.
I have a question for you that we'll tease for the Patreon.
okay.
So don't answer it.
Yeah, don't answer it.
Okay.
We'll answer it on the Patreon.
Like
Let
a
it cook in your
dramatic
head.
look.
Yeah, in a
Let it
dramatic
cook
look.
in your brain.
Yeah. All right, aliens and other mythical creatures. Maybe not the word mythical creatures, but aliens.
Paranormal?
Aliens are connected to ghosts. Do you think there's a connection?
Let me ask you this. Do you think that the Loch Ness Monster is a ghost? Or maybe Bigfoot?
You guys will find out on the Patreon.
There it is.
But thank you, Tami, for joining us. We appreciate you
Tami.
so much. This was a fun time, a great way to
Have
kick
fun.
off the spooky season at I.E In Friends. So we appreciate you so much. Let the people know where they can find you, because I'm 100% sure they're going to want more of your type of content. And your TikTok and your Instagrams are amazing.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate
So-
that. You can find me at Haunted LA Girl on TikTok and at Hollyweird Paranormal on Facebook, Instagram, and I'm on Twitter at HWP Podcast. You can also find me on Travels Instagram as well. I've been doing a lot of social media content for them. I'm actually going to be on the season's episode of Ghost Adventures. I made it to the realm of Ghost Adventures, guys.
Dope.
So
Let us know how fake it is.
Find out on the
you-
Patreon.
it's reality.
Yeah, bro. Don't fuck up her bag right now.
No. I meant like secretly to us though.
Oh
like,
yeah, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
We
No,
can save
'cause
some
she-
for Patreon.
No,
Yeah,
because
save
for
it
her,
on Patreon.
she's legit. You know,
Yeah.
she's got to find out herself. Like, well, let me see. Like, what's the real?
goes on.
What goes on on these shows?
That's
Zach
good,
Bagans
that's
is
cool.
doing Ghost Adventures.
Oh my god! So I shot an episode with Zach and the guys.
Okay, let's
The
teach
Zach.
it. We'll do Patreon. We'll talk about it on Patreon.
Oh, Patreon, yeah,
Go
yes.
go check out Patreon. You guys don't want to miss it.
Yes.
So anyway, those are all your links. Anything else?
You can tune into our podcast. We took a slight hiatus. Our podcast you can find on Apple Podcasts, Hollyweird Paranormal Podcast, where we talk about Hollywood true crime and ghost stories that all have to do with the state of California, not just Hollywood, not just LA. I'm talking about the underdog cities, the underdog counties, such as like the IE, the Redlands, everything. We want to represent because there are so many good stories outside of Los Angeles County and Los Angeles.
There's some scary motherfuckers in the IE.
Some weird.
IE, you're haunted like a mother.
Well, guys, every link will be down below, so make sure to go check it out.
Underneath my mustard.
Underneath the mustard.
And the ween.
And again, thank you guys for watching. We appreciate you guys. If you want to know what happens on Patreon, here's a little clip.
Bored and
You know what I
horny.
think is fucked up? Sorry to speak over you. Like, guys could go to a strip club, get like free therapy, free like dancing, drinks.
That's what I do. I go to strip club for the therapy.
But there's not something like that for girls. Like, I can't go somewhere and like have some hot ass guys. And like people actually go to the club and will find a relationship.
That's crazy. Oh, that's crazy. Well, I didn't find a relationship. I found something else.
About a good time.
He found a good time, bro.
Awesome. You guys like that clip? Sick.
A lot of profanity.
It's fun. It's a fun time. My name is Saul V Gomez. You can find me at every social media platform at Saul V Gomez.
My name is Cesar. Y'all can find me at I Know Cesar.
And my name is Aaron. You can find me at airbear_IE.
And thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye. Boo.
Roar.
Jump scare.
I can't.
Like Megan Thee Stallion.
Oh, God.